Spartan steps in, he's the king of the hour. Looks up at the so-called golden tower. Beats here at best, he scoffs unimpressed. His mission's clear, he's better than the rest. Lights are flashing, beats are crashing. Spartan's world is never clashing. Coded hand, he makes his stand. Use the code 300, feel the power rise. Spartan's calling, no disguise. Golden Tower, step aside, make way for death. He's a myth, a legend, a tale untold. Not a man, but a force, brave and bold. Beats here, dreams can't reach his skies. He's the storm, the fire in your eyes. 300, 300, echo in the night. Spartan's anthem, blazing bright. Golden Tower crumbles in his sight. One code to rule. One code to ignite. Use the code 300. Feel the power rise. Spartans calling, no disguise. Golden Tower, step aside, make way. Made way for death. Three 300.
What's up, guys? My name's Spartan, and we are back with another tournament live stream. Let's see. We currently have 19 people in here. We've got 6 likes on the stream. Do me a quick solid and throw a like on the stream. It'll help push out the live stream to other people. So let's get some people in here. Let's have a party. We've got TKP, Killer Vampire, Demote, Hudson. Hudson says, got tags on the TV and Spartan on the phone. Let's go. Probably smart, because tags usually streams a lot longer than me. Let's see. Den Talks, hello. Jinwoo, aka Gilly. Wait, you're Gilly, right? I'm pretty sure that you're Gilly. And we got Scotch Knot. Scotch Knot, what up, what up? Ricky J, how's everybody doing today? We've got a decent bracket in terms of big Spartan. We'll see how Spartan Jr. is. But really quick shout out. Thank you guys for all of the support on my most recent upload. I posted a video basically just talking about how I feel about Orb Devo in today's world. And so far the video's been pretty well received. So thank you guys for that. Keep up the good streams. Thank you. Thank you. I will try. I will definitely try. Let's see. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am Gilly. Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember. Well, boys, really quickly. We have an opening in Spartan Jr.'s guild. Spartan Jr.'s guild currently has an opening. We've got some familiar names in here. We've got Damar. Who else? Who else? Who else? We've got Miller's is somewhere in here. There he is. There's Miller's. There's Gilly right there. Kirkle, of course, who can forget Kirkle? But yeah, Christendor, obviously me. But yeah, we've got one spot available. So if anybody wants to join, you need to do the following. Fill out the application using the code that I just put in the chat. That will show up here. And then after you do that, leave a chat and say, hey, this name is me. The first person to complete both of those steps will get accepted into the guild. Yo, Spartan 07. 07 right back to you. What up, Unsainted Tower? Yeah. I can't remember if I mentioned this last live stream or not, but it's been a crazy couple of weeks for me. I've been kind of dealing with a lot of different things, like some pretty stressful family-related medical stuff. I know I mentioned it in the Discord, but like my daughter had the whole incident with falling out of the cart, and that was obviously scary. And then we had to take my wife to the ER. It was like really scary stuff. But she's good. My daughter's good. And then most recently, my dad had a seizure. So he was in the ER for 3 days. And yeah, just medical stuff left and right. It's been stressful. And also just kind of dealing with like some burnout stuff related to like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to make videos about. I don't know. It's hard to just be happy YouTuber mode all the time. And if I don't feel good, like mentally, it's very hard to fake it and, just make content, because at the end of the day, as a content creator, I'm supposed to be an entertainer. I'm supposed to entertain you guys. And it's very hard to do that when I have like stuff in the background, like IRL stuff that I'm dealing with. But as we have said previously on this channel, the show must go on. But yeah, we've got Mango. I think Mango is the only one who wants to join our guild. So there we go. Welcome in, Mango. Mongo. Sorry, I don't know how to read. Mongo, not Mango. But welcome in. Videos about lawn care. Yeah, I'm not doing videos about lawn care. That would be funny though. That would be really funny. But yeah, we'll save that for another time, I suppose. But yeah, it's just, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. I do appreciate all the support. I've gotten a lot of DMs, people just being supportive. Like take your time, take care of yourself, do what you got to do, which is the same advice I've told you guys. I've said, like take care of yourself before you try to take care of other people, because ultimately, if you're not in a good headspace, you're not going to be able to take care of other people. So you have to take care of yourself first. It's like the whole thing, if you're in an airport or if you're in an airplane and, something bad's happening, you have to put your mask on before you put like your kid's mask or your wife's mask or your best friend's mask. But it's that whole same kind of sentiment. So you have to take care of yourself. And I've been trying to do that, but it is hard. It is pretty challenging. But anyway, enough of the sappy stuff. We are here to do a tournament stream. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got everything set up, I believe, the way that I want it. We turned on the shockwave size all the way up. The battle conditions look decently soft in terms of legends. So not terrible. Not terrible. Yo, Boomer KB. What up? Pyro. Hey, Pyro. Shout out to Pyro, dude. I was streaming on Twitch yesterday, and, there were some others that showed up here and there, but Pyro, he was the only one that was there the entire time, and he was just chatting with me the entire time. I was like, at this point, I may as well just get off of Twitch and just, like, hang out with you in the Discord. But anyway, thank you, Pyro, for hanging out with me. Let's see. See, I feel like I can help others better than I can help myself. Yeah, that is also kind of my inclination. I like to take care of everybody around me, but a lot of the time that comes at my own detriment, because I put if you put too much energy into helping the people around you and neglect yourself, that what ends up happening is basically the opposite. You're not able to be effective. You're not able to actually help them the way that you want to, because you haven't really prioritized yourself. Are you leaving? I love you. Bye. Today's not Father's Day. Oh. Alright. You gonna give me some stuff? Yay. Love you, bye. Guys, shout out to Miss Spartan. She was just looking all cute and stuff and said Happy Father's Day, even though Father's Day is tomorrow. Yo, Decked Mongo 23. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, we are very close to 11,000 subscribers, which is like, it is blowing my mind, guys. The channel, it's been blowing up. Did I miss your stream? I don't remember watching it. No, you showed up for a little bit, Millers. You were in the chat for a bit at the start. But I think, oh, no. You said that there was like a storm or something and you had to go. Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I'll walk you guys through exactly what I do to set up my tournaments. Sorry, I got distracted by my beautiful wife. It's a struggle out here, you know? I'm trying to work and she just walks up and looking all cute and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, first thing that we do every single time, we bring our shockwave size all the way up. This is mostly for the sake of activating my anti-cube portal, getting the most total value out of this in multiple senses. So obviously, the more coverage, the more enemies will be tagged with that ancestral times 25 multiplier. Really, really good value. But furthermore, it's kind of a 2-in-1 because you also get the added crowd control, just pushing the enemies farther back. So that is why I always, for tournaments, generally will do the shockwave size all the way up. And then for farming, I'll bring it all the way down, and then basically just adjust my workshop level to whatever I want it at. So like for my farming setup, I basically lock it at this, and I don't bring the shockwave size lab all the way up, because if I do, this happens. It goes way higher than I, kind of want it to be. But yeah, let's see. So it's going to be a short stream tonight? No. We're good. Yeah, we're going to do a normal Spartan size stream. So probably, I don't know. It'll probably be like 2.5 to 3 hours. And then probably after this, I'm going to go live on Twitch again. I enjoyed it. I've been enjoying Twitch. And I took a little bit of a break because, it just wasn't really profitable in the sense that like the ad revenue is so bad on Twitch. And I feel bad because the ads are not skippable like YouTube ads. So I have the ads turned basically as far down as I can, which is like 3 minutes every hour of ads. So like 3 minutes of ads per hour. So that's what I'm doing on Twitch. But anyway, in terms of the modules that we're using today, we've got Project Funding, Amplifying Strike. I want to try Death Penalty. We'll just see. We'll see if it works. But we've got Death Penalty. And then the big thing that I'm going to try is, I think with this set of battle conditions, I don't necessarily need Orbital Augment. So instead of Orbital Augment, I'm going to try a Space Displacer and Anti-Cube Portal. We'll probably end up doing a second run with Orbital Augment, Primary, and Anti-Cube... Anti-Cube Portal Assist. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you can tell I'm still a little bit under the weather. Just allergies, man. Allergies are kicking my butt. It is terrible. But not as terrible as Twitch's ad revenue, like Jammin' Forever said. Yeah. Also, Jammin', congrats, dude. Yo, guys, Jammin' Forever hit 1K subscribers. Can we get some W's in the chat for Jammin' Forever? He's my boy. I've been rooting for this guy. He's been, I've seen him when he was at like 500 subscribers. I've been rooting for this boy. I wanted to see him hit 1K, and he finally hit 1K, which is really, really cool. Like, there's different milestones on YouTube in terms of like creating content. Once you hit 500 subscribers, I believe, you get basically the first tier of monetization, which gives you access to like super chats, YouTube memberships, stuff like that. But the big one, the big milestone for a YouTuber, is once you hit 1,000 subscribers. It basically allows you to put ads on your videos And what's stupid is, here's the stupid thing. Even if a channel does not have that second tier of monetization, if you guys remember, like even my channel, before we hit 1,000 subscribers, there would still be ads that were on the channel. The only difference is YouTube took all of the credit for it. I didn't get anything until I got that second tier of monetization. So yeah, it's a huge, huge milestone, and like he totally deserves it. If you guys have seen his content, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's solid content, obviously, but like he's also just a really chill dude. I've talked to him a couple times in the Discord server, but yeah, huge shout out to Jammin' Forever. Thanks to a little fella named Spartan. Although I appreciate the sentiment, and selfishly, you know, I like to joke about taking credit for other people's success, but the reality is, nah, dude, you've been staying consistent, you've been streaming, you've been making videos, like, you deserve it, dude. And this is the cool part of like doing this, you know? It's different than working a normal job. You basically get to reap what you sow. So the more that you put into it, the more energy, the more effort, the better your content becomes over the course of time. Overall, the better that you do, you know? So yeah, you deserve it, dude, for real. Anyway, facts. Talk to him very often, actually. Awesome. Anyway, what were we doing? We're doing a tournament stream. I forgot. Sorry. In terms of the cards, I haven't actually showed all the cards in a while, so I'll show you guys top to bottom what we got going on. We do have 26 card slots, so just keep that in mind. We basically have everything that we would possibly need, but I'll just show you guys what we got going. So damage, attack speed, health, range, cash, slow aura, crit chance, enemy balance, which I don't know, we might take enemy balance out. We'll have to see. But we got that. Extra defense, fortress, extra orb, plasma cannon, intro sprint, wave skip, landmine stun, recovery package chance, death ray, energy net, super tower, second wind, demon mode, energy shield, berserker, and then these bottom three, ultimate crit, nuke, and area of effect. So there we go. Anyway. Oh boy, sorry, that was a mouthful. When we do Spartan Junior's setup, it'll be a lot quicker because we have half the card slots, basically. But yeah, this is what we got going on. So, going to be using... Whoa, not the farming setup. Sorry, we're using this setup here. These are what my enhancement levels currently are looking like. I've got my crit factor basically 5 levels higher than these two. Then, you know, a lot higher than this, the super crit. But... longer term goals, I want to continue to bring up attack speed a little bit more. It's going to be overall pretty good value. Why no health regen? Good question. Because I am ultimately not concerned with health regen. Just in general, I'm running basically pure glass cannon. I have a bit of health regen from the enhancements, but beyond that, I'm just not overly concerned. My main bread and butter is going to be my damage. So that's just the way that I like to play. Other people do like to play EHP. Hey, are we doing anything new today? We'll see. I don't know. Why is the VC in Discord so dead? The voice chat in Discord, what? It shouldn't be dead. We're trying to set a record. Or are you talking about the main tower Discord? I mean, usually our Discord gets a little bit more active pretty much like a few hours from now. You know, it depends because people are working right now. People got stuff going on. So it is what it is. Well, I guess it's Saturday, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, let's get the rest of this set up. We will do our tournament setup here for the bots. And we already did this. So I'm gonna keep summon in here. We get a little bit more cash bonus. I think that will be a good overall idea. So we're going to keep that. Let's see, fetch. I want to see. I'm still basically able to get all of these caps with this current setup. So I think we'll do like one click into the cash bonus here just to get some more project funding boost. That should be good. Why not respec enhancements to get more damage? I have already done that. I entered and all of the guys were muted. Yeah. So the three that are in there right now, they're really just trying to hold down the fort because we are trying to set a record. We want to have the longest outstanding voice chat. And so far, we're doing pretty good. We do have something we can buy with keys real quick, so I do want to do that. What is this? Boost to thorn damage? No, I want this. Yeah, shockwave frequency. I want this, and then the big one I want is both of these. So death defy chance, extra 2%. That's going to be massive. And then, more importantly, we can get another workshop orb. Absolutely insane. So, like, this is our current goal that we're going. I know that for the power tree, a lot of people will start. They'll start by just going here, going up the right side for econ, so you get the enemy level skip boosts. You also get the coins per kill. And then they'll go up here. And then they'll also go down the right side yet again. They'll get the recovery amount just to get access to these, the free upgrades, for the sake of your black hole digester. And then basically they will hug the left side after that to get the orb, and then finish out and get the last 2 meters of bot range. That's basically what I'm doing, except I did skip over this stuff and I just went up the middle for more damage, but it's okay. Anyway, we will go ahead and get the shockwave frequency unlocked. You don't sound the best. Are you all right? I am a little bit sick. I am still a little bit sick, so I apologize. But we're doing good. Mentally, we are sharp as a knife. No, that's a lie. But we are feeling good mentally. It's really just, I'm a little bit under the weather. It's freaking allergies, man. Allergies have been kicking my tail. Anyway, I think that basically wraps up the setup. So we can go ahead and, I think, begin. There's one thing I want to do. I'm just going to take out enemy balance and I'm going to put in free upgrades so that I can lock the shockwave frequency. Shockwave. Oh, wait, what the heck? Sorry, not the shockwave frequency. I'm going to lock the range. My bad. So we will unlock that and relock range. That should be good. What's your shockwave frequency at now? Currently, we are at shockwave frequency 8 seconds. So 8 seconds with the newfound... Whoops, not that. How much is... Yeah, that was -1 second. But we do also have shockwave frequency on, I think, both of our modules. So we have it on our ACP, obviously. And we also have it here for our space displacer. Why no health regen? I already kind of explained this. I'm doing glass cannon. I don't really need it, you know? It doesn't really help me too much. But we do have 2 module tickets, so let's just see if we can get lucky. All right, that's about what you can expect with modules. Anyway, with that, let's go ahead and begin on Big Spartan. Here's my bracket. We should, I think, be able to get at least rank 5. Hopefully, if we play our cards right, maybe we can get rank 3. That's going to be our goal. But let's go ahead and begin. And first step, obviously, we have to turn on our Poison Swamp stun. You guys all know the drill. So we'll do that. And I think that's about it. I think we're good. Last thing we need to do is just adjust our orbs. So honestly, I'll keep it basically how it is. Like, this is going to be a good spot. Why no defense absolute? Because that would be an absolute waste of my coin enhancements. Sorry, that was terrible. All right, guys, that joke was so bad the stream's just ending right now. No, I'm just kidding. All right, but while we got this running in the background, let's get Spartan Jr. prepared. We are still in Platinum. Surprise, surprise. So we will join together if you guys want to. Hey, Dr. Trashbag, what's up, dude? Long time no talk. Yeah, Dr. Trashbag also streams his tournaments. So shout out to Dr. Trashbag. What up, dude? Yeah, in terms of modules, this is what we're going to be rolling with today. We have the Primordial Collapse. It's really decked out. Let's see. We've got the orbital augment, which it sucks, dude. I only need like one more orbital augment to get ancestral. So let's just see if we can do that today. Come on, give me something. No. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's okay. You're a dad. You can make dad jokes on Father's Day weekend. Yeah. Shout out to all of the dads in the chat. Boys, I know if you guys are anything like me, you know, birthdays, Father's Days, anything that revolves around me, I generally just try to avoid. And it's like, what's the point? But that's the wrong sentiment. Guys, we are fathers. And the role of the father is a very, very important role. Children need their dads, you know? It's really, really important. If you want your kids to turn into good, decent, outstanding human beings and be productive in our society, they need their dad. So shout out to all of you dads out there that are trying to, you know, do whatever you possibly can to make ends meet and take care of your families, because it's rough out here, dude. It's rough out here. But yeah, I guess put like a 1 in the chat if you're a father in the chat, or if you're a father that's currently here watching. Yeah, I just want to see how many dads are here. I am a father of 3, so yeah, 3 kids under 3 years old. How crazy is that? But we've got, yeah, death penalty, project funding, primordial collapse, and orbital augment. This is kind of my go-to setup for tournaments most of the time. Hey, Riker's a dad. Let's go. It's just me and Riker. No, I'm just kidding. Hudson also. Gadian. Killer Vampire. Stormfighter 2. Alex. Ooh, rip. Boys. Alex is a new father. He's 6 weeks in. Brother. He is in the trenches. He is in the trenches. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, those very early, like, first couple of months, they're both, like, super, super precious, but also super, super, like, that ultimately is the test of, like, how strong is your relationship, your marriage. And ultimately, like, I don't know, it's a real temperature check to see how you kind of handle the stress, because it is very, very intense, you know. Up every hour on the hour, the baby just cries, they want something, and you don't know what it is because you're just, you know, you're just the dad. It's rough. I get it. But best advice I can say is try to sleep whenever you can. And also, I don't know if you're married, but if you're married, like, if you're working and your wife is like on paternity leave right now or whatever, or, you know, staying at home, like, whenever you are home from work, like, do everything that you can to help her. Because having kids is not only a test on yourself, it's also a test on your marriage or your relationship if you're not married. It can be really challenging, you know? Things get stressful when sleep deprivation kicks in. So just remember, at the end of the day, I love you, I'm here for you, and we're gonna freaking do this together. Anyway, in terms of cards that we're using today on Spartan Jr., we've got Ultimate Crit, Berserker, Demon Mode, Death Ray, Second Wind, Recovery Package Chance, Landmine Stun, Intro Sprint, Wave Skip. Oh, actually, we're going to unequip Wave Skip for the time being. Extra Orb, Plasma Cannon, Extra Defense, which we're going to unequip and put Crit Chance. We're going to use Range temporarily. You guys know the drill. But Cash, Health Regen, Health, Attack Speed, and we're going to take Health out and put damage in until we max out our Death Wave health, which is pretty decent. I am the house husband when I come home from work. Very good, very good. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Like, the real separator between, like, fathers and dads, like, I think it was a Steve Harvey quote, and he said, anybody can be a father, right? It doesn't take much to be a father, but it takes a hell of a lot to be a dad. So, all of you guys with kids out here that are men at least, like, try to be a dad. That's my goal every single day. like, I have a super crazy day, right? I have a super crazy life. I have a lot going on, a lot that I'm trying to build, but I try to spend as much time as I possibly can engaging with my kids. And because that's what they're going to remember, you know? I want them to remember me as the dad who, despite everything else going on, he was there for me. That's what I want my kids to think. One girl. Hey, that's where I was at a year ago. Yeah, we had just our daughter, and then we found out we were having twins. Oh, man. But yeah, we've got 2 girls and 1 boy. I did get my son, so very, very happy. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to do setup-wise for Spartan Jr. So we are currently in Platinum. If you guys want to join with me, the minute just rolled over, so it's currently 2:20 p.m. Central Time. 2 minutes from now, exactly 2 minutes from now, we will go ahead and join on Spartan Jr. So if any of you guys are in Plat and want to join with me, as soon as the clock strikes 2:22, again, Central Time, adjust based on your time zones, but 2 minutes from now, we will hit the join button. So pay attention to the clock, don't pay attention to my voice, yada yada, you guys all know the drill. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Hey Spartan, do you know by any chance the ideal order of purchasing Chain Lightning stats? Damage, quantity, chance. You would have to kind of see like the effective path sheet for it if you want the technical, like, quote unquote optimized damage stats. My personal opinion is while stuff is really cheap, definitely like get that first click of quantity, get a few clicks of chance, get a few clicks of damage. That's kind of where I'm at with Spartan Jr. for the time being. But once stuff starts getting more expensive, like costing over 100, over 200 stones, etc., you're really, the main goal as like the solid baseline is getting times 500, I think it's like 597 damage in terms of stone clicks, for quantity, and ideally maxed out chance. The chance is really important. As a good baseline, you could start with just like 15% chance. That'll be overall pretty good. Yo, Rubber. Thank you, dude.
At Rubber_Duck just gifted 1 memberships.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Andrew Morris.
Rubber_Duck gifted at Andrew Morris 9,863 a membership.
Congratulations, Andrew Morris. Oh crap, everybody join. If you're here in the chat, go ahead and say hi. Just say something in the chat if you are here. But yeah, thank you, Rubber. I appreciate it, dude. My effective paths went chance, quantity, chance, quantity, chance, chance, quantity. Yeah, the quantity is very important, right? The chance, I don't know. The chance and the quantity might be equal in terms of value because that ultimately comes down to how often you're getting these Chain Lightning procs, which is the most important part. Now, the one thing that the effective path doesn't tell you in terms of the Chain Lightning is it doesn't tell you how to do the stone clicks based on your actual shock chance lab. So let me see if I can find it. So yeah, you have this, where is it? Shock chance lab right here. So like the effective pass is not factoring in, do you have Chain Lightning Shock unlocked? And do you have the damage multiplier maxed? Do you have the shock chance at a decent level? So it's not factoring in that. Just keep that in mind. But if you have at least like level 14 or 15 for shock chance and you have the multiplier maxed, I think it makes total sense to do kind of that way. Really prioritize quantity and chance, and then slowly try to bring up your damage level up to about that 597 level. But yeah, made it in with Spartan Jr. Nice, nice. Let's see. Let's go ahead and check out the bracket. Who do we got in here? Big Moose Take. I know you. Who else do I know? Mar1. Shout out to Mar1. He won the most recent members giveaway. So congratulations. Let's see. Anybody else? Riker Jr. What up, dude? I think, is that it? Is that it? I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's see. I'm going to quickly do the shameless plug song. And then, actually, no, I'm going to do the EHP Pick Me song. And then I have to go pee really, really bad. So I will be back in just a moment. I'm going to turn up the song a little bit and I will be right back.
Cannon, better pray to the stars like your Captain Planet. Waves don't get to blink, they can't understand it. Version 28 drop, now they all panic. Yeah, give us more region, you don't need it. Don't act like you ready for the secret. Tell me what you're gonna do when commander's coming through. Never ever stand a chance with your EHP pick me's. Don't test my damage, you don't want no problems, cause we hit the hardest. GC, that's the target. Welcome to the harvest. You're getting keys, staying modest. If you wanna progress quickly, don't be an EHP pick me. I'm a glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon. You ain't doing damage. Pick me. EHP pick me. Glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon. You ain't doing damage. Better off staying back. Yeah, I'm spit, stacking on my crit, yeah, I'm max damage. One shot waves, yeah, that's the standard. You still tank bills, tryna play it safe, but you fall behind. That's the trade you make. Tryna copy strats, but you too late. Better shift fast, better rotate. When the boss spawns, I don't hesitate. Chain lightning, rocks.
All right, and we are back. So, sorry about that. Literally was about to pee my pants, but it's all good. We are back at it again. I don't have Spartan's audio, just the background audio. Yellow Spartan and guys. Oh man. Big Wrecker got into champs. Nice, dude. Congrats. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be able to stay there. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm Key. K-A? Key? Let's see. Yeah, this guy. What up? Welcome in. Did you wash your hands? Didn't hear the water running? That is because I muted my microphone. I mute my microphone now because I don't want to repeat of previous history, you know. I don't want history repeating itself. Pronounced key. Okay, cool. It was my very first D&D character. Nice. My first D&D character was a divination wizard, and I cannot recall the name that I chose for him, but it was it was fun. I played a little bit of D&D. I can't really play nowadays because, you know, 3 under 3, but I've definitely played my fair share. I'm kind of a nerd. I don't know if you guys were aware of this or not, but just a little bit. You know, there's a lot of stigma about nerds, like they're not cool, but like usually nerds are the ones that end up being like the Jeff Bezos of the world, you know, or the Elon Musks. Like it's usually the nerds. It's never the frat guys that become like super rich later in life. It's always the nerds. So like if you're a nerd, wear that title with honor. Anyway, what were we talking about? I do need to do a couple quick shameless plugs. Sorry, I hope that you guys don't mind, but this stream is sponsored by LD Cloud. LD Cloud has sponsored my channel for about 4 months now, 4 months. And I've used the product for about 5 months. And yeah, basically, LD Cloud allows me to play the tower on multiple accounts without actually having to run it on my physical devices. I run my LD Cloud in the magical mystical cloud. So it's definitely come in handy in multiple instances. Like, for example, if I am traveling or, you know, I am out and about and don't have access to my physical computer with my Android emulators, I can log in from my phone to my LD Cloud and still actively play my game. Or if there's a storm happening, I don't have to flip a coin to see if we're going to lose power and my PC could potentially get damaged. I can just safely unplug, load up my LD Cloud, and it's good. I'm still farming. So if you want to check out LD Cloud, feel free to hit the link that I just put in the chat. You will get a nice little discount. But yeah, I have personally used it for a while. I know a lot of you guys in the chat have already been using it for at least a month or two. So I'd love to hear like y'all's testimonials. I know like I think Rubber actually used it before I did. And but yeah, I've tried out a few other cloud phone solutions. I personally just prefer LD Cloud because, well, I guess number one, they're paying me, but also in terms of the reviews, like I was very, very intentional when even considering a sponsorship. I have a personal kind of thing. I'm not going to ever promote a company that I, number one, haven't personally used, and number two, haven't thoroughly researched. And, you know, I want to be aware of the pros, of the cons, because there are some cons, right? But the big thing for me is if they don't allow me to be transparent about the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, I'm not going to accept it. So LD Cloud has given me complete freedom to tell you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, etc. Probably the biggest downside is because it kind of acts as like a remote desktop where it's not your physical device. The actual image kind of appears a little bit blurry, right? That's the overall biggest con that I've seen. Probably the only second biggest con is that, well, this will mostly apply if you're like US based. There could be a bit of a language barrier because the company is based out of China. Some people don't really like that, I guess, but I don't really care. But there could be a bit of a language barrier when it comes to like talking to support, or in my case, talking to my contact with LD Cloud. So, but yeah, in terms of the actual performance and the platform, the interface, it's relatively user-friendly. It could always be a little bit better. But let me know if you guys want to see. Actually, I'll create a poll and basically see what you guys think. But basically, a few people have asked me for this, and I just want to see what you guys think. Okay, so the poll is active. Basically, just want to see, do you guys want me to make basically like a tutorial for how to set up LD Cloud, how to get it running, and, you know, maybe the best settings, stuff like that. Okay, so far the voting is overall not in favor of that. Obviously, this would mostly be applicable for the people that are using or interested in LD Cloud. But yeah. Hey Spartan, I am Wonder Mantis. Thank you for the tower review on Discord. My coins went up by 150% after the ultimate weapon sync. Golden Bot and Guardian improvements just posted the results in the Discord chat. Nice. If you didn't already, Mantis, be sure to @ me in that so that I can see. Yeah, we helped out Mantis here, Bradley. We helped out Bradley with basically getting his ultimate weapons situated. He, if I recall correctly, he had like a 2-minute Death Wave, a 2-minute 10 Golden Tower, and a 1:50 Black Hole. So we got all of his stuff synced up. We did a couple of other things. I can't really remember off the top of my head. I help a lot of people out. But yeah, we kind of predicted that he would have pretty good success, and it sounds like that's the case. So yeah, it sounds like that was definitely the case. So really, really good. Congratulations, dude. I kind of figured it would be really good. I figured at least a 10x, but yeah, that's huge. That's really huge. I can't remember what we landed on for the next goal. I can't remember if we decided on basically pursuing permanent black hole or what. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we ended up getting him down to 1minute 40 seconds for everything. So he dropped his sync down to 1minute 40 seconds, I think, which is huge. Like, that's a huge, huge thing. Where do I go to get my stuff fixed and situated? Yeah, I mean, shameless plug, I suppose, but my Discord server, we have a lot of helpful resources for tower players. Probably the best way that you can get really, really deep intentional help is the tower advice threads. There's a little bit of barrier to entry for setting it up. It requires a lot of screenshots, but that's by design. You basically put in all of your screenshots, and that allows us to see, okay, this is exactly where this dude is at, which then helps us understand, like, okay, maybe this is where he wants to go, and you can type in the thread. You can say, hey, this is kind of what I've been working on. This is maybe the direction that I want to go. Then, you know, we're able to take all of those screenshots and basically help you find the quickest, the quickest path of least resistance to get there. So, yeah, if you're not already in the Discord, what are you doing? Join the Discord. We're having a blast over there. You can usually find me in the voice chat. I try to hang out in there at least once per day, usually multiple times, but yeah. Screenshots of what exactly? It will literally be like your entire account. We need to see your stats page to see like where you're at, how long you've been playing, where you're at stone-wise, coins, whether you buy stone packs or not. All of this information, as well as like where your card levels are at, where your card slots are at, your modules, because everybody has different RNG with modules, your lab levels. The lab levels are very, very important. So like figuring out all of this stuff, and then that allows us to, you know, give really, really diligent and good advice for you. It's different than like a player questions, because if you ask, for example, like, what ultimate weapon should I unlock? That's going to depend really heavily on, number one, what you currently have, number two, whether you buy stone packs or not, and also just where you're at in the game. If you're like on the verge of transitioning to glass cannon, for example, the advice would maybe be a little bit different. Which, wait, why does my orbital augment look weird? You guys see this? Why does my orbital augment look so weird on Spartan Jr.? What the heck? Huh. That's kind of bizarre. Anyway. But yeah, it just helps us get a really clear picture of where you are currently at, and then we cater our advice based on that. How many screens have been shot for all of the tower reviews? Poor screens. I know, right? I know, right? But yeah. Also, like, if you ever see quite a few people in our like voice channels, usually there's quite a few people in there. You can pop in there and be like, hey, would you guys mind, you know, maybe a couple of you hopping into another voice channel with me and just helping me look over my tower? Like, I do that all the time with people. So yeah, don't be a stranger. Like, join the Discord, interact in the community, and ultimately, this community is for you guys, right? It's for you guys. My vision for the Discord is to basically be a useful tool for all of you guys to help you with your towers, because this game is so complicated. And that's why a lot of us like the game, because it's so complicated. But it's very easy to make mistakes. Yo, Foos, thank you, dude. Thank you for the 10.
Fuse Road 00 super chatted $9.99. Once upon a time there was a beaver that had a goose feather. One day the beaver wanted to trade the goose feather for Monopoly money.
One day the beaver... Oh, wait, what? Oh. Thank you again for the 10, Goose.
At Fuse Road 00 super chatted $9.99, but unfortunately the Monopoly money was worth more. The beaver was very sad, so he left his hometown and moved to the city of Eagles, where he found a General Grant. The end.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That is a very useful story. It sounds like it's based on a true story. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but thank you, dude. I really appreciate the donation, the patronage. Thank you so much. Ah, crap. We just popped demon mode. Yeah, thank you, dude. I think I made a stupid decision. I lowered my death wave to 80 and reduced the cooldown with Maven? Multiverse Nexus? MBN? But now I'm stuck with Multiverse Nexus until my death wave drops to 50. So if you want my honest opinion, well, first of all, being locked into Multiverse Nexus, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? That used to kind of be the gold standard. Nowadays, you can really get by with that. It's still completely viable. Or if you want to just do the natural sync all the way down, you can use Prim C. But yeah, Multiverse Nexus is still totally fine. And quite frankly, it's probably the easiest way overall to get to permanent everything with with Galaxy Compressor. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. In terms of your death wave cooldown, my personal suggestion, because we now have assist modules, you don't really need to go any lower than 70 seconds. Because you will get to a point where your, let me show you real quick. Yeah, your core substat efficiency, that will allow you to basically put the cooldown, so Golden Tower cooldown, Death Wave cooldown, it'll allow you to put those on your assist module core. And with that, and Galaxy Compressor, and eventually without Galaxy Compressor, you can have permanent everything, even with a 70-second Death Wave. I currently have permanent everything, and I do not have a... I'm pretty sure my Death Wave is literally 70 seconds. It might be 60. Let me double check. Yeah, so I have 60 seconds, but you can technically do it with 70 seconds as long as you are using Galaxy Compressor. But yeah, sounds like you're in a really good spot. I'm going to reach 10,000 lifetime stones today. Nice. Sounds like you're pretty close to where Spartan Jr. is at. I think I'm getting close to that as well. Oh no, not even close. I'm halfway there. But speaking of Spartan Jr., guys, the first episode of my new series will be airing hopefully sometime next week. I recorded it yesterday, sent it to my editor yesterday, so hopefully I get it back in the next couple of days and I'm able to release it. That is going to be the continuation of the Beginner Progress series. But I did kind of change the name of it, and I go through it in the video, and yeah. But I'm basically going to be calling it the Free-to-Play Progress series, and I already know I'm going to get crap for it because I have these 3 packs down here. Oh, what? You have these 3 packs? That's not free-to-play. Well, guess what, buddy? If you don't at least have the Disable Ads pack, you're probably quitting the game after if you even make it to a year. You're probably not going to play much longer than that, unless you are just an outlier. Most people that play this game seriously, they will at an absolute minimum give the Disable Ads pack. But furthermore, free-to-play has different connotations based on the game that you're playing. Free-to-play is widely regarded as $0 spent, which I understand that. Within the tower community, however, free-to-play is widely regarded as no reoccurring purchases. So no gem packs, no stone packs, no event boosts. But there are people that even get the milestone packs, like the, 1 through 3, 4 through 6, they'll get the milestone packs, which are the one and done purchases, and they still claim the title of free-to-play. That's more of the way that I kind of look at it. But I'm aware not everybody sees it that way. But, it is what it is, right? Let's see how our Death Wave health's doing. Not very good. Not very good at all. I was driving at the start of the stream, or I would have joined sooner. Spartan, I have a lifetime of 50 billion coins. What do you think my next build should be after Blender? And when should I do the build? Yeah, so basic Blender is great. Some other builds that are more early game focused. Tequila Man made a really excellent video for, it's basically a 90 meter, I think he calls it 90 meter Blender, or is it 90 meter Devo? I don't know. But that's a pretty solid build. I know a lot of guys like that. If you want, you can also check out, I made a guide called Devoed Blender. It kind of combines the pros of Orb Devo and the pros of Blender being more AFK friendly, not sacrificing tournament performance, etc. So if you want to look into that build, you absolutely can do so as well. But either of those will be really good. But quite frankly, most of the like mid game to late game builds, it all kind of just is a different variation of Blender. And Blender is just a category. All that it really means is you're utilizing the free upgrades to max stuff out, right? That's ultimately what Blender kind of represents. Using free upgrades, basically just maxing everything out. But you can get creative. You can lock different upgrades, right? Like once you get access to card masteries, like the free upgrade card mastery, that allows you to try different things. Like you can lock your workshop orbs. You can lock your shockwave size. Different stuff like that that has a huge impact on your coins. But yeah, the 90 meter Blender is pretty good. I haven't personally used it because I've just been farther ahead than that, but I know a lot of people like it. I'm personally just a fan of Blender. I don't know. Maybe it sounds boring. I just like Blender. I don't know. You recently hit 1Q lifetime coins on Spartan Jr. Yes. I believe I hit it yesterday. But yeah. Somebody buys gem packs, LOL. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, there are literally people that spend like thousands of dollars on this game each month. Like, it's a thing. People that are much better off than me. but yeah, I mean, there are people. I have talked to them. Obviously, like most of the people that people will consider like whales, they'll just buy the stone packs and the event boosts. But then there's like the mega whales that buy literally everything, including like gem packs, right? It's a whole thing. But if you guys buy anything for the tower, whether it be through the in-game app or the web store, please consider using my content creator code. My creator code is code 300. Using my code directly supports me at no extra cost to you. It helps pay for the endless amount of diapers and baby formula. So thank you guys for the love and the support. I really do appreciate it. Hey Spartan, I wanted to ask, is the Super Tower card good for tournaments? The base Super Tower card is really not that great. Depending on card slots, right? Like if you have like 20, 21 card slots and you have just extra card slots to fit it in, sure. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to help you a ton, but it'll be a little bit of a boost. Super Tower becomes much more of a priority once you unlock the card mastery for it and get the mastery lab basically finished. Because what the Super Tower mastery does is it basically lets a percentage of your Super Tower bonus apply to all of your ultimate weapon damage, including, and not limited to, your Spotlight bonus. So your Spotlight bonus also improves. That's what Super Tower Mastery does, which is why for damage-focused builds, even like hybrid builds, Super Tower is a really, really good card mastery. prior to getting the card mastery, the super tower bonus, the damage boost, it's only affecting your projectiles, which can still be good if you're doing a more bullet focused build, but ultimately most of the guys that are running damage builds, they're relying on their chain lightnings, they're relying on their, their ultimate weapons for their damage. What does Golden Combo do? Yeah, here, let me pause this and I'll show you. I'll just read what it says. So, Golden Combo. It lets kills that happen during Golden Tower's activation add +1 to the combo counter. The combo counter is this little thing right here. So you can see I've currently, during this Golden Tower activation, I have killed 278 enemies. So, whoops, sorry. So it adds +1 to the combo. At the end of the Golden Tower activation, it grants, depending on what your Golden Combo level is, it grants an extra percentage of extra cash and coins per combo, and it compounds. So yeah, it's really, really good. The only thing is, a lot of people, they try to rush Golden Combo, which to get it, you have to unlock every single ultimate weapon. And the last two, like literally just unlocking the last two ultimate weapons, it costs a little bit less stones than I currently have on Spartan Jr. It costs like 5,400 stones. So it is very, very expensive. And a big mistake that I've seen a lot of people make, especially more recently, is they think, oh, I just need to get Golden Combo. That's going to be the secret to my econ. But in reality, if you get Golden Combo without having already everything in a pretty good spot, it's going to hurt you rather than help you. Because all of those stones that you use to unlock the last two ultimate weapons, they could have been used to just further develop your current econ stuff. So I'll give you an example. Really, the baseline for Golden Tower that I would personally, like, you basically need to make Golden Combo effective. You need, at an absolute minimum, 50-second duration, max cooldown. And the bonus, the bonus doesn't matter as much, but the more the better. My bonus currently is 21.5. But the big thing is uptime, right? You get the most value from Golden Combo by having more uptime. So if you have permanent Golden Tower, either with or without Galaxy Compressor, that's going to be ideal. And there is a ratio, like per level of Golden Combo, you want to put a little bit into your duration. This can also be influenced with module substats, of course. I don't have any on my tournament modules, but yeah, when I have my full farming setup, my duration for Golden Tower is 75 seconds. But yeah, Golden Combo is really good. I just see a lot of people try to rush it a little bit too early, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be better than doing nothing, of course. But I still feel like those stones would be better spent into maybe like getting econ card masteries or further working on your ultimate weapon cooldowns, your uptime. Things like permanent black holes, so you permanently have that 11 times multiplier. Things like getting the Golden Tower duration up to 50 seconds before unlocking Golden Combo. Really, really important stuff that a lot of people just don't prioritize, and I don't know why. Anyway. In terms of more econ / permanent ultimate weapons, should I go for a click in unique assist mod effect for Galaxy Compressor or lower Deathwave cooldown? Yeah, we kind of already touched on this, Yaki, but if your Deathwave cooldown is 70 seconds, you don't really need to take it any farther down than that, especially if you're using Galaxy Compressor. You can take it down to 60 if you want to, but the main pro is going to be trying to just work on your core substat efficiency. Your core substat efficiency, once you get this to a decently high level, like where mine is currently at, for my Primordial Collapse, it gives me an extra Deathwave quantity, and it gives me like an extra 5 or so seconds on, I think it's like actually a little bit higher. It gives me like 7 seconds on Golden Tower, and then I think 8 seconds on Deathwave cooldown. So it's really, really good. Obviously, I also get more Golden Tower duration from it as well. But yeah, that's like the first big priority. When you're trying to go for permanent everything, without Galaxy Compressor, especially. With Galaxy Compressor, you probably already have permanent stuff. If your cooldowns are low enough, right? But if you want to go for permanent everything without Galaxy Compressor, you need to get your core substat efficiency as high as you possibly can. Let's see. Spartan, would you prefer Inner Landmines, no Inner Landmine Plus, or Poison Swamp? Of course, no Poison Swamp Plus for primary damage. Just in case I don't get Chain Lightning as my 6th ultimate weapon. Probably, if I'm being brutally honest, I'm probably going to say Poison Swamp. Because getting Poison Swamp to a pretty decent spot is going to be, I think, a little bit cheaper overall than Inner Landmines, because you can get one permanent swamp for under 1,000 stones, I believe, or maybe it's right around 1,000. And the biggest issue with Inner Landmines at base level, it basically locks you into using Space Displacer if you want to use it as a damage source. And most of the damage from Inner Landmines does come from the Inner Landmine Plus. That's different than the Poison Swamp damage. The Poison Swamp damage, every single second that the enemy is inside of the Poison Swamp, it's going to deal damage. You can see right here, it deals damage per second that the enemy is inside of the Poison Swamp. The Poison Swamp also provides a lot more crowd control than Inner Landmines. Inner Landmines is a stagnant stun, and they recently nerfed the stun for Inner Landmines. So each subsequent Inner Landmine hit that happens to a particular enemy, the stun time is reduced ever so slightly. Versus Poison Swamp, it by default gives you a 25% slow, which is already really good. And through the labs, you can unlock a really, really good, really, really long stun. So you can see my stun, it's an 80% chance to stun. And even if, you know, the 20% chance that it doesn't stun happens, they're still going to be slowed by 25%. That's a 100% guarantee. The enemies are going to be slowed. But 80% chance to stun, like you can literally watch, they mostly get stunned. Like, if you just watch my Poison Swamp, one's here, one's here, one's here. Like, look at all of these enemies. They are stunned from my Poison Swamp. And then Shockwave Size pushes them out of my Poison Swamp, and they walk back in, and then have a chance to get stunned a second time. So I'm a huge fan of Poison Swamp, personally. Now, if you bring Ultimate Weapon Plus into the equation, Poison Swamp Plus is just not near as good as Inner Landmine Plus. It's just not. It's additive damage. It's not near as good. But in terms of the overall utility, I think Poison Swamp is much better overall. It does require quite a few more labs to really get in a good spot, but overall it's just better. Oh yeah, right. I wasn't even paying attention to the core substat efficiency. Thank you. Yeah. Core substat efficiency, it is, in my opinion, one of the first big things that you should do once you unlock the, like, obviously, the first thing you should probably do is at least unlock the generator and the core, in my opinion. Generator first, core second, and then the armor and cannon, you know, depending on what build you're running, where you're at in the game, probably the armor first and then the cannon. But yeah, these two are the first ones you should unlock. Generator and core, 100%. They just give you overall the most utility, which most of the advice I give, it's based on utility. So like, you know, maybe let's say hypothetically, like cannon would be the best overall to unlock for tournaments because you could put like death penalty in or something. But in terms of like base unlocks, it's just for most players, it's going to be overall best to do Generator first so that you can use like Black Hole Digester and G-Comp. That's what I did at first, at least. And then later on, use Black Hole Digester and Singularity Harness once your bots are in a good spot. But yeah, that is the first one you unlock. Then you should do the Core, because the Core gives you a lot of utility as well. You can use Primordial Collapse Primary if you're running EHP, then, you know, Dim Core Assist for your Smite or your Chain Lightning. Or if you're damage focused, you can do the opposite. You can run Dim Core Primary and Primordial Collapse Assist. Or if you're still running Multiverse Nexus, you can do Multiverse Nexus Primary, Primordial Collapse Assist. So there's just so much utility that you can do. And it also, it allows you to really have a lot of value for tournaments, especially if you're hybrid, right? Like you can run Dimension Core and Primordial Collapse. Really, really good value. But yeah, you guys can just see the value of the Poison Swamp right here. Like it's absolutely insane. The black holes pull them in. The Poison Swamp stuns them. The shockwave pushes them back out. And then they get stunned a second time. So that is the value. Finally, you are live. Yes, we are live. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'm trying to fake it till I make it, you know. We're doing pretty good overall. How many stones should I invest in the core substat efficiency? I mean, it'll help you get there quicker. You can start with just upgrading the lab until you basically run out of coins if you want to do it that route. And then once you start, you know, the lab just outpaces your econ, the lab cost. Then you can start putting stones into it. But the kind of magic number that you want to eventually try to get to is basically what I have here. The 69.9999. Anyway, it's a weird number, but this number right here allows you to get a second death wave. Not a second, sorry. It allows you to get one death wave quantity. It allows you to get 8 seconds of death wave cooldown, like 4 seconds of GT duration, and then 7 seconds of Golden Tower cooldown, and quite a bit more spotlight angle. So that's kind of the magic number that's really been good for me, and it's allowed me to farm without Galaxy Compressor. I have permanent everything without Galaxy Compressor. No way you're trying to get people to get Smart Missiles and Poison Swamp. I wish they would refund my swap. It's been bad since it was reworked. What? Nah. I mean, the original question was, which ultimate weapon would be better as a primary damage source, assuming that you don't have Ultimate Weapon Plus? And the options were Inner Landmines versus Poison Swamp. I brought up Poison Swamp because I think it just makes the most sense. Getting Inner Landmines, it basically locks you into having to run Space Displacer if you want to use it as a primary damage source, which is fine, but most of the damage does come from the Ultimate Weapon Plus. It's still going to be valuable, of course, but it doesn't provide as much utility than Poison Swamp does. Poison Swamp, it's a by default 25% slow, and once you get the lab max for the stun chance, it's an 80% stun chance, and I believe a 10-second stun duration, which is already higher than the Inner Landmine stun duration. You can see the Inner Landmine stun duration is only 2 seconds. Inner Landmine stun nearby enemies for 2.5 seconds. So, yeah. I think it just makes the most sense. But yeah, again, that was not factoring in like Swamp Plus or Charge Mines. It was not factoring in both of those. If you have access to Charge Mines, obviously, Inner Landmines are going to have the most damage potential. So like these Inner Landmines right around my tower, once a boss or something comes and hits these, it's going to basically delete everything in the radius. So like from that perspective, yes, obviously inner landmines are going to do overall more. But I think Poison Swamp just overall has more utility, and it's just better assuming that you don't have access to Ultimate Weapon Plus. Ugh. But part of the original question as well was if I don't get Chain Lightning. If you do get Chain Lightning as an option, obviously you should probably get that first. Lowest overall barrier to entry to get utility from. It doesn't provide crowd control, but it definitely has the most overall damage potential. Again, assuming no Ultimate Weapon Plus. Is your Poison Swamp range maxed? I think I did max the Poison Swamp range. Let me just double check. Swamp Radius is maxed. Swamp Stun is unlocked. Chance is maxed. Swamp Stun Time, again, this goes all the way up to 10 seconds. It's not quite maxed. This is one that I do want to come back to. I just haven't done it yet. Then Swamp Rend, it's another big part of the damage from Poison Swamp. You can see what it does. It just says that... Oh, wait, that's not it. This is it. When basic enemies are hurt by the Poison Swamp, the damage is boosted by a percentage of your Rend armor multiplier. So another form of just additive damage that's pretty good. But yeah, these are my current Poison Swamp levels. It does take a lot of stone investment to get to double Poison Swamp, which is what I currently have. Actually, most of the time I have triple Poison Swamp. But to max out the cooldown and the duration, it is pretty expensive. But you can see my base damage is not that high for Poison Swamp. I do want to see how much damage it's doing overall, because at this point I have more stones invested in terms of damage into inner landmines than I do into Poison Swamp. So let's see. Chain Lightning is doing 1 AD. Smart Missiles is doing 33 AC. Let's go, Smart Missiles. Poison Swamp is doing 49 AC. So yeah, you can see my Smart Missiles, which have like 4,000 more stones invested than my Poison Swamp, they're doing basically comparable damage. Inner Landmines, however, is far outpacing. But again, this is mostly because I'm running Space Displacer and Inner Landmine Plus. And I do have, I think I have about 1,000 or 2,000 more stones invested into Inner Landmines than I do Poison Swamp. If I click on my Inner Landmines, you can see my damage multiplier is basically 3 times higher. But I also have access to the Charge Mines. So a lot of damage from that. How soon until we unlock? Ooh, Second Wind is going to refresh very soon. We might get Second Wind back. I don't know. We'll see. Well, you should invest more into Smart Missiles. Yeah. I don't know about that. I think Smart Missiles are a lost cause, if I'm being brutally honest. Just wait for Chain Lightning. I think Poison Swamp and Inner Landmine damage investment that early would be a mistake. Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. Like, Chain Lightning is just the best overall. It just is, you know. It requires the least amount of stones to get really effective. And it just does so much. And especially if your Spotlight is half decent, like, you're going to get a ton of value. Hey!
At Pipey Stradar super chatted $3.45. Hi Spartan, thanks for the advices. Red heart emoji, Columbia emoji, saludos.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yeah, no problem. Yeah, obviously, I'm not able to see every single chat because we get a lot of chats in here. But I do try to help out as many people as I possibly can. Like, obviously, it's challenging. I'm trying to read the chat, respond to messages, monitor my streaming software, make sure that we're not dropping too many frames. Like right now, we're dropping 2.5% of the frames because my internet's garbage. Yeah, I monitor that. Obviously, I play the tower while we're doing this. So there's a lot involved, but I do try to get to as many people as I possibly can. It's going to be challenging, of course, but yeah. Hey, Spartan, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Much better than a few days ago. Like, I really wanted to stream last week, or yeah, last tournament. I really wanted to stream, but I was like, I couldn't even talk. I was like dealing with some serious allergies. It was freaking terrible. Anyway, those of you that heard me in the Discord know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, overall, I'm doing pretty good now. Much better. By your knowledge, what's the next best unlock between Smart Missiles, Inner Landmine, or Poison Swamp? Ooh. Definitely not Smart Missiles. It kind of depends on where you're at, what you're looking for. If you're looking for like overall path of least resistance in terms of stone spending to get something effective, it's going to be Inner Landmines. Inner Landmines are probably going to be overall the cheapest. You have basically 2 labs that are a big concern. You have obviously unlocking the stun. That's a huge one. And then you have the blast radius. The blast radius is really good. That'll allow that stun and the damage to splash to as many enemies as possible. So 2 labs versus Poison Swamp, which you guys saw. There's freaking like 6 labs that you have to do. Yeah, like all of these are labs. So, and in terms of stone spending, it's going to be overall cheaper to do Inner Landmines versus Poison Swamp. If you buy stone packs, you could really go either way. But I feel like I'd still probably go Inner Landmines before Poison Swamp. That was talking? I thought you had a dying dog in the background. I know, right? Dude, it was bad. It was really bad. Poison Swamp only gives a chance to stun. Inner Landmines give a 100% chance to stun. Yes, that is true. The only thing really that Poison Swamp offers that Inner Landmines doesn't is it's by default a 25% slow, which, especially if you're doing a damage build, that can be really good. But yeah, like at max lab level, so you're going to have the lab in for like 2 months, plus or minus, depending on, you know, how fast you're able to boost the lab. But like 2 months of labs gets you an 80% chance to stun at max level versus a 100% chance with Inner Landmines. But you get a way longer stun when it does activate. So my stun currently, and it's not maxed, it's over 8 seconds. Versus the Inner Landmine stun, it's 2.5 seconds. Still really good, but a lot less time overall than at max level. The stun for Poison Swamp is 10 seconds. 10-second stun. That is insane. Combine that with a high shockwave that pushes them outside of it, lets them run right back into it and get stunned a second time. You can see it happening right now. They're getting stunned, pushed out, coming back into the Poison Swamp and getting stunned a second time. So really, really good value. And then if when they eventually do get past this, they run into my Inner Landmines, my second big form of crowd control and damage. What's up, guys? My name is Blake. What's up, Blake? My name is Spartan. Welcome into the stream, dude. Welcome in. When is the right time to get the Harmony Conductor assist if you're building Poison Swamp? Oh man. I would say once you have double Poison Swamp, at least, it becomes decent. But really, you want to try to get to like 3 permanent Poison Swamps, like what I currently have. That's where you will get the most value from Harmony Conductor. Prior to that, depending on battle conditions, like if it was Fast Ultimate, for example, or Boss Ultimate, or something like that, I would not be using Harmony Conductor. I would probably be using Ohm Chip. So a lot of the modules I use really are dependent on battle conditions. But like today's battle conditions are relatively... they're not too terrible, right? So I'm using Harmony Conductor. It's a little bit more experimental, but I think it's pretty good, you know? Yeah, Shockwave, it's really good. It's especially good if you're doing a damage build, because EHP, you don't really care if the enemies get close to your tower because you're just going to tank the hits. But if you're Glass Cannon, yeah, you want every single opportunity to push them away from your tower that you can get. Really, really good value. Good afternoon, Spartan. I'm somewhat newer to the tower. Nice. Welcome in, welcome in. Just transitioned from tier 1 farming Starfish build to the Blender and farming tier 5 and 6. One thing I've struggled to find is a good build for the cards. I only have 12 slots. Yeah, so 12 slots is a really good spot for farming. Obviously, you want all of your like core econ cards, enemy balance, wave skip, coins, crit coin, cash, probably free upgrades, wave accelerator. So like get your core econ cards, get all of those in, and then more than likely you're running EHP. You're relying on health regen, you're relying on health, defense percent. So you'll put all of those cards in next. If you have additional slots after doing both of those first two steps, then you can start putting in some more like utility-based cards, like landmine stun maybe, or plasma cannon to just deal more damage to the boss, stuff like that. But yeah, you start with the core econ cards, then you do the core, whether you're damage or EHP, you do the respective core cards for that. Then you just put in some utility cards. Maybe you want to use Intro Sprint, except I wouldn't until you get the mastery unlocked, but bad example. But you could put like Second Wind in if you have enough card slots or stuff like that, you know. But yeah. I got ignored. You did not get ignored. I just have a lot of people that I'm talking to. Let's see. What is the difference between the 5% damage relics and the 5% ultimate weapon damage relics? Other than double dipping on spotlight bonus, shouldn't 5% be... Oh crap, we died because I was reading a chat. Hold on. Other than the double dipping on spotlight bonus, shouldn't 5% be 5% in the grand equation? Yeah, so the biggest difference is the base damage also affects your ultimate weapons, kind of inadvertently, because your ultimate weapon damage scales based off of your base damage. The base damage also affects your projectile damage, so bounce shots, multi-shot, and just like, however your attack speed is. So that's the main difference versus 5% ultimate weapon damage. It just affects your ultimate weapons, including your spotlight bonus. So they're both really good. They just kind of affect your tower in different ways. But don't confuse it. Like 5% damage relic does not necessarily translate to 5% ultimate weapon. You're not getting 5% more damage from your ultimate weapons. You're getting 5% more damage from your base damage, which is affected. Your ultimate weapons are affected by that, but it's not going to equal to a 5% increase to your ultimate weapon damage versus the 5% ultimate weapon damage relic. It's a different thing. So it looks like we are currently sitting at rank 5. Yeah, not super good. So let's mix it up. Let's get Astral Deliverance as the assist. We'll go for that. And let's do Orbital Augment primary, Anti-Cube Portal assist. Yeah, we'll do that. And instead of Harmony Conductor, they changed a couple of the modules. Let me see. I can't remember which ones that they changed. Yeah, they're buffing Orbital Augment. So you can see... Wait, was it... No, it's not Orbital Augment. What is it? They changed a couple of these. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, we'll try this. I think we'll put in... Yeah, we'll go ahead and put in Orbital Ohm Chip. Orbital Ohm Chip. That's a new module. So we'll try this out. See if we get some better results. Then we'll call it good after that. Which mastery first, Wave Excel or Intro Sprint? Probably 100% gonna be Wave Excel. Wave Excel is just super, super good. Intro Sprint will help you get through your tournaments and your farming runs quicker, which is good, but Wave Excel is just super good. It's perhaps a lot less glamorous than Intro Sprint, but I think it's overall going to yield higher coins. It takes the maximum spawn rate from 6,500 and literally cuts it in half once you Magnetic Hook, being Annihilator, and I think one other. Yeah. The Magnetic Hook looks pretty interesting. I think it stuns fleets now. Let me see. Oh, yeah, right here. 25% chance to fire at fleets and elites. So I think previously it was 25% chance for elites, but not fleets. But now it's going to have a 25% chance to stun a fleet enemy. So potentially really good rewards. But my understanding is, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but my understanding is currently these modules are not doing the changed effects. So like the unique effect now reads that it affects fleets, but I don't think that that's taking place until 28.2.3, the next patch. That's my understanding. I could be incorrect on that, but that's the way that the patch notes kind of made it sound. Wave Accelerator Mastery is 4 times better than Intro Sprint based on my effective paths. Yeah, okay, so I was right about that. Will Magnetic Hook shoot outside of your range to hit commanders and overcharge? Good question. I don't actually know that. I don't actually know. Oh, crap. Guys, oh my god, I'm stupid. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. We still have our farming target priority. Okay. We're going to do some swapping real quick. There we go. That should be good. Yeah, my bad, guys. I knew that there was something I was forgetting to do. But yeah, really good question, Rubber. If it does do that, I don't know. I think that maybe, like, if Magnetic Hook has a 25% chance to frickin' throw one of my charged mines at an overcharge, bro, that might be it. That might be my new permanent core assist module. I don't know. If that's not the case, probably not. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna throw one at a saboteur that I'm just gonna blow up with chain lightning damage anyway. Who cares? But if it has a chance to hit commanders and overcharge, oh boy, that could be a game changer. Why the lower tower range? I was running a lower range basically just because I was running Space Displacer. Higher blast radius equals more Space Displacer damage. I don't necessarily need it though. I'm gonna do 98 meters for this run. I like to test minimum range under certain battle conditions and just see. So far, like 9 out of 10 times, higher range has been better overall. But under certain battle conditions, it has actually been better for me to do minimum range. Wave Excel or RPC? So I would say if you're not making enough coins per day to fully fund a mastery lab, go Wave Accelerator. Otherwise, go RPC. Kind of just depends on what your immediate goals are. Like, if you have the coins to fund RPC all the way to max, that's a really good option. That's going to affect your modules. It's going to be really, really good over the course of time, the longer you play. Versus Wave Accelerator, you'll get a lot of immediate value, a lot of immediate return. Still really viable. I generally, with this game in particular, I generally will always side with the time-based stuff. Like, what gives me the most value over the course of time? Like, take 2 towers side by side, all things equal. One gets RPC mastery first and fully maxes it. The other gets Wave Accelerator and fully maxes it. In the short term, the Wave Accelerator guy will definitely outpace the Recovery Package Chance guy. But I would be willing to place a wager on a year from that time. A year from that time, it will actually flip, and the RPC Mastery guy will then be way ahead because of the module levels. Their module levels, assuming max Shadow Shard labs for both people, they will probably have roughly somewhere in the ballpark of like 10 to 20 levels higher than the guy that's got Wave Excel first. That 10 or 20 levels doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're factoring in all of these different multipliers, it's a huge, huge difference. So like the coin bonus, for example, will be way higher, 10 levels higher than it would, 10 levels lower. But also, the other big consideration, the guy who got RPC and has the higher module levels a year from that time, he might be farming, an entire tier higher than the guy that got Wave Excel. And that's going to be huge. More coins, more reroll dice, more module shards, more cells, all of these things, right? So that's why I generally side with the RPC mastery, but if you don't have the coins to fund it, you need to start with the econ stuff. So probably get Wave Excel first. That's my opinion. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. Like, not everything I say is going to be correct, right? I put almost 7,000 stones into smart missiles, okay? Like, I've made mistakes. So take everything that anybody says with a grain of salt. Get second opinions. If you're going to get, you go to the doctor and they say, hey, you need open heart surgery now. You're probably gonna, want a second opinion before somebody opens up your chest and works on your heart. Obviously the tower is not near as severe as that, but yeah, just there's nothing wrong with getting different people's perspectives and then ultimately forming your own decision. That being said, I think, if you're able to fund it, RPC is probably the best, at least long term. Short term though, Wave Excel. So you could get like Wave Excel first, get that maxed, and then go for RPC. That would totally be viable as well, or you could do the opposite, and I think either would be fine. But I do think longer term, RPC just outperforms.
My name is Spartan.
Because so many people, you guys would be so surprised how many people just don't even factor in like module levels. They don't think that they're important. Because like the number that you physically see with each level, it doesn't seem like a crazy amount. But when you factor it into everything else, like your total coin bonus, it makes a huge difference. I can't lab any of them. Yeah, go Wave Excel. Wave Excel will give you the best chance at basically being able to fully fund the masteries. So like as soon as you're able to put a level into Wave Excel, boost it up every opportunity you can. And if you want in the meantime, while you're just working on Wave Excel and you have the extra stones to do it, you could go ahead and unlock RPC as well. That's going to be totally fine. Or you could double down on econ. You could get intro sprint as well for faster runs, faster tournaments. But yeah, probably Wave Excel first, RPC second in your case, if I had to guess. But yeah, it's the same sentiment that I have with lab speed. Like, take 2 towers side by side, brand new to the game. They both unlock lab speed at the same time. One leaves it in entirely until it's maxed. The other kind of leaves it in most of the time, but takes it out for specific milestones. A lot of people, they'll take it out once they hit level 50. And then they'll put it back in a little bit later until it hits level 70. Then they'll take it out again, put it back in again. But if you take both of those towers, I would be willing to bet that the tower that left it in all the way will outperform. Despite, you know, the other guy taking it out and upgrading other things. Your word is law. Oh boy. I'll give you guys an example of something terrible terrible advice that I gave. So when project funding first came out, now keep in mind, I was still in the depths of Champions League and Hybrid at the time. But when project funding first came out, I thought it was going to be terrible. So I did not even pull the project funding banner. I thought it was going to be terrible. I was like, wow, you're not going to be able to use this for farming. This is terrible. This is like a pulsar harvester, you know? And at the time, I was like, I'll just continue to use Pulsar Harvester because there's no way that this will outperform my Pulsar Harvester. Oh boy, was I wrong. Project funding, little did I know, kind of became the golden standard for even like some EHP guys. Like, it's insane, at least for like tournaments, right? But that's an example of bad advice that I gave. They always say think twice. I don't even think once. It sounds like you have the same problem I have. That's a part of my ADHD. It's just like, I think something, I do it, and I don't like actually think through the process. Anyway, let's see. Bro is sweating over advice. Yeah, I don't know. I want to change the sentiment because like the main tower Discord, a lot of them don't like me. Reddit freaking hates me, but that's just Reddit. Reddit, like people that actively use Reddit, they're kind of just a unique breed of toxic people. I don't know. I've never understood like Redditors, but a lot of them are just super toxic and opinionated and anyway. What's the best advice that you've given? Oh boy. Do I go with a serious answer or do I go with the meme answer? Because the meme answer would be saying Deathwave is S tier. But a more serious answer would probably just be, in my opinion, I've said multiple times, especially on the Beginner Progress series, to try to pursue a balanced approach with your upgrades. Mostly, like this applies to multiple different avenues. Your gym spending, your lab upgrades, your workshop priority, a lot of different use code 300. That's the best advice I've given. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like my sentiment around lab speed and different similar things, module levels, I think that that's really good advice, especially if you intend on playing this game for the long haul. But at the same time, I think that the whole balanced approach thing that I've kind of coined is also really good advice. Because a lot of people early on, and I was guilty of this, on my main account, I didn't worry about upgrading my EHP stats or my damage stats or anything else. I basically just focused, I hard focused on econ, just econ. And on paper, that sounds like a good idea, but what it ends up doing over the course of time is it kind of sets you behind. In the sense that I'm not able to farm high enough tiers because I haven't prioritized my survivability if I'm running EHP, or my damage if I'm running damage. So, yeah, I think that and like your gem spending as well. This is another big mistake that I made on my main account. My cards, I was like, okay, these are boring. I'll get to these later. I went all in on modules. I wanted to get all the nice, juicy modules, and that was a huge mistake because of the pull rate. Like, it was a terrible, terrible decision. looking back, I wish I had done what I've done on Spartan Jr., which is prioritize my cards. All of my cards are maxed on Spartan Jr., which means now I get to focus in on modules. But the balanced approach that I kind of coined, which is 1,600 gems into cards for the mission, and then 1,600 gems into modules, and then saving up for the next event cycle. That's really good advice. Why does Reddit hate your takes? It's so my suspicion is because if you actually look at the advice, a lot of what I say, you will also see said in Reddit, in the main tower Discord. I think a lot of it comes down to like ego. You know, people have egos, and especially Redditors. Redditors have probably the biggest egos out of anybody. They're like, oh, somebody else said it instead of me, therefore they're a bad person. So it's like, I think there's a degree of the ego kind of thing involved with that. I don't know. I mean, I also have some hot takes, right? I've made some videos that are kind of just memes, like my tier list videos. A lot of those are, quite frankly, just jokes. And what people do is they will just see the clip where I say, Golden Tower is B tier. But what they don't factor in is the metrics that I did for that particular video. Like, what was the criteria for the tier list? The tier list was not, what is the best ultimate weapon? The tier list was, which ultimate weapons provide the most utility? Which is why I put Deathwave as the highest, because you get a lot of different things from Deathwave. Golden Tower, S tier for Econ. But that tier list was not revolved around individual strengths. It was revolved around overall utility for the tower. So people will just see a clip of something that I've said. Another common one that people trash me for is like gem rushing max interest. That was a meme. Somebody donated $10 and was like, hey, you have a lot of gems. You should just gem rush a lab. But then I was looking through the labs and I was like, okay, I guess we'll just do max interest. But I got a lot of crap for that too. And it's just, you know, it's just uneducated people. Anyway. I took a nap, LOL. How's the run going? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. All things considered, Deathwave is S tier. Cells mean the most to me, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's a big kind of shift that I've made, especially in the past year. Because like I said, early on, one of my biggest mistakes was just fixating on coin economy. But there are so many other currencies in this game. So many. We have keys, we have stones, gems, metals, like all of these different currencies. So just fixating on lifetime coins, in my opinion, is a mistake. Especially if you're more free to play. If you're more free to play, stones are a lot more scarce. So therefore, instead of fixating on just coins and increasing lifetime coins, you need to focus on stone economy as well. Which means upgrading your survivability so that you do better in tournaments, or upgrading your damage so that you do better in tournaments, or working on module labs so that you get more damage from the module levels, etc. So like there's so many other currencies in this game, so I think fixating on coins is really a mistake. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't care about coins. Like, coins are obviously important, but again, it goes back to the whole balanced approach thing, right? I don't know. But yeah, my sentiment around Deathwave for the purpose of that video, like if you pull up Deathwave, look at all the stuff it offers. At base unlock level, you get a 5 times health multiplier, which is really, really good. It's a nice boost. It's also the only ultimate weapon in the game that provides a cell bonus. Again, going back to the lab speed stuff. The more cells you can get, the better, because that still goes with the sentiment I have around lab speed. The more cells, the more opportunities to upgrade your labs quicker, and it's just really good. It'll, over the course of time, set you apart from people that didn't prioritize it. Deathwave also gives you a coin bonus. Obviously, it's not very high, but it's a two and a half times bonus to your coins. Really good. And it gives you a little bit of damage, you know. The damage is underwhelming, sure, but it's something, right? Cells card win. I know, right? I think instead of doing the cells card, they just gave us this, the bonus cells bot plus, because a card is free, right? You can buy a card with gems if you just save up. But adding this to the golden bot, yeah, a little bit of a cash grab. It's like, okay. But this is another big mistake I've seen a lot of newer players do. Like I was helping somebody the other day. He had all of the bots unlocked, but he didn't have anything gold boxed on his golden bot at all. Like nothing was hardly developed into his golden bot. And he was like, well, I just really want to get the bonus cells. And I was like, dude, no. Like, don't do it, you know? But that's where somebody will like look at my tower, for example, and they'll be relatively newer to the game, like maybe around the same point as Spartan Jr., but they'll be relatively newer to the game and be like, I need to make my tower like this guy. I need to upgrade the same stuff this guy's doing. But the reality is, there are stages of this game, right? Like, there's the early game, the mid game, the brand new players, there's the late game, there's the end game, and then there's a bunch of individual spots and phases that you'll be in between all of those. So, like, I'll give you another really good example. When I first started playing this game, I watched a progress update from Greenie and Crowbar Zero. At the time, they were both going really heavy into smart missiles because at the time, smart missiles were basically like Chain Lightning is today. They were just the best in terms of like damage ultimate weapons. So naturally, me as a brand new tower player, I was like, okay, these really experienced people are saying that smart missiles are really good. So for my third ultimate weapon, instead of getting black hole, I'm gonna get smart missiles. Oh man. So yeah, that's why I really do preach pretty often the tower advice threads, because when you fill out a tower advice thread and you include all of your screenshots, it lets us see exactly where you're at, and we can give you advice catered to where you're at in the game. Because where Spartan Jr. is at, I'm prioritizing way different stuff than what I'm prioritizing on Big Spartan, because of the difference of where I'm at in the game, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of stuff like that, you know? So you're putting blame on Greenie, I see. Well, not necessarily, you know? I mean, sure, could Greenie have said he could have added in that progress update, if you're new to the game, don't do this, right? He could have done that, but that's not his fault. That's my fault. But it's one of those things, it's like you don't know what you don't know, right? If you're new to the game and you hear a top player saying, hey, this is the meta, this is what we do, you know, people are going to go for it. And people have seen me, for example, with Golden Combo, getting that maxed in my progress updates. They're like, oh, Golden Combo must be really good. I'm going to go ahead and do that, even though I have a 2-minute cooldown on my Golden Trinity. It's like, no, don't do it. Yep, Spartan, I got smart missiles after watching the same video. I know, dude, I know. That's what I'm saying. Smart missiles was my first ultimate weapon. Ooh, yikes. I didn't know anything at that moment. Yeah. Hi, is this game playable on mobile? Yes, it is. Yeah, you can download it in the Android Play Store or the iOS store, the whatever the Apple one's called. I guess just the App Store. But yeah. And if you guys do want to play on your computer, you can also check out the emulator that I'm currently using. I am using an emulator called Mumu App Player. I really like it. The link that's going to show up in the chat here, it is an affiliate link, and if you click it, it will directly download Mumu onto your computer. Pretty easy to set up overall. I did make a video going through like my settings that I'm currently using even to this day. It's been overall the best for my performance. I rarely have crashes. The only thing that you want to look out for, and this will also apply to any emulator that you're using, you want to double check semi-frequently if your emulator is up to date. If your computer auto updates, great. If it doesn't, like mine, you'll want to just double check because, yeah, you don't want to risk. You don't. What am I trying to say here? Hold on. Let me finish out. Let me figure out the English language real quick. Wow, I just totally lost my train of thought. You're welcome for converting everybody to Mumu. Thank you, Millers. But yeah, it is an affiliate link. It directly supports me. I think I get like $3 for each successful download. So thank you guys. We're up to like $100 so far. So thank you guys for downloading Mumu. Let's see. Does the game struggle on mobile at high rounds? I believe, technically speaking, it actually runs the best on mobile. But if you have a computer with enough RAM or you're using like LD Cloud is basically just like a phone, right? It's a normal phone that you would just use. So LD Cloud's also a viable option without having to actually have your phone running the game 24 hours a day. If you have a second phone, I know a lot of people do that. Or if you have like an iPad or something like that, a lot of people do that. Spartan's train of thought is still boarding at the station. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a struggle out here. Why do you use Mumu if you have LD Cloud? Should I do the same? So I mentioned this previously when I did the plug for LD Cloud, but part of the issue with LD Cloud is it sort of acts as a remote desktop. So versus I'm currently running the game on my computer with Mumu Player, it looks clear, it looks good. So yeah, it's on my physical computer. This is the only device playing it. If you do a remote desktop app, and those of you with emulators that also have a remote desktop on your phone to play on your computer, you guys would also know what I'm talking about. The remote desktops look very, very blurry and just not great quality. So like for the purposes of content, I record content and I stream on my Mumu Player because it just looks clearer. It's better for content, right? But most of the gameplay is spent on LD Cloud outside of like direct content related stuff. Because then I can just shut my computer off and not have to worry. But that's why I have both. Obviously, I'm sponsored by both as well, so there's that. Take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, I mean, I've used both products. I've used Mumu probably the longest overall. It's like pretty close to a year, if not over a year. And it's been very good. Like I said, the only thing you really want to look out for is like updates to Mumu App Player, because if you're due for an update, you'll need to update, right? Otherwise, you'll start running into performance issues. The other thing is, if you're playing on an Android emulator, you'll want to restart your device at least once a week. A lot of people just run it forever. I personally restart my devices almost every day unless I just forget, but it's a really big deal. So like, it goes into like performance stuff. I'm not very tech savvy, so forgive me, but there's something about it. It like resets the memory, or I don't know, something like that when you basically restart your device. It's like you'll shut it off, you'll reopen it, and then it's kind of like starting a new slate, starting from scratch. You have been using Mumu for about 8 months. Thank you, Millers. Yeah, I couldn't recall exactly how long. So that's good to remember. So I've basically been using Mumu about double the time I've been using LD Cloud. Okay. Any tips on moving past tier 11? I'm farming over 10,000 waves each run, but tier 12 is less than half of what I get. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's a lot less beneficial now to jump up a tier because of the dissonant runs, because more than likely your boost on tier 11 is way higher than what you can get on tier 12 for the utility. So from that perspective, it's really challenging. The one thing I would say is if you haven't already, like, do a test run, compare the other currencies, compare the reroll dice, compare the cells, and see how big of a deficit there is, right? So, like, for example, when I started farming tier 19 versus tier 18, I was getting at the time like 5,000 waves in tier 19 and like 8,000 in tier 18. But the reason that I ended up staying with tier 19 is because the coins were actually a little bit less, but the cells, the reroll dice, the module shards, all of that was way higher. So from that perspective, overall, it was a net positive for me to jump to tier 19. So do a couple test runs in tier 12, compare them to your current runs in tier 11, kind of see what the deficit is. Obviously, like you mentioned, you're making less coins, but double check those other currencies as well. And if you're making, you may be making a little bit less coins, but it's not that big of a difference, it might be worth jumping. I don't know, because then you can get shorter runs finished quicker, which will basically lead to more cells, more reroll dice, more module shards, all these other currencies, right? So you'll just have to kind of compare those side by side and ultimately come to your conclusion. But one of the best things that you can do is really just try to figure out how to boost that tier 12 dissonant utility run. Figure out a way to boost that as high as you possibly can. It's rough, I get it, but that will ultimately be what makes, at least from a coin perspective, that'll be what makes it worth it to jump. But yeah, there's a lot of players right now that are stuck in that same kind of predicament, and it's rough. It's really rough. I get it. Have you purchased all of the packs, and would you recommend buying them all? Which packs are you referring to? That would be an interesting video. Maybe I could do a video like basically ranking the best overall value purchases for the tower. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in that? Maybe it could be like a tier list kind of style video where I'm just like, you know, stone packs, A tier, disable ads, S plus tier, you know, something like that. Maybe would be interesting. I don't know. So yeah, tier 11 to tier 12, we did a poll during a live stream a while ago. People basically thought that it was more difficult to go from 11 to 12 than it is to go from 1 to 2. Because the jump from 1 to 2 is widely regarded as not profitable, a lot more challenging than it's worth. And in a lot of cases, tier 11 to tier 12 is kind of in that same sentiment. So yeah, it's rough. I get it. But like the milestone packs, if you want my honest opinion, I think that those milestone packs are honestly a better value than the stone packs. Like stone packs would actually be lower on the overall priority list, in my opinion, than some of the other stuff. So if I had to just do an impromptu, just off the top of my head, disable ad pack, starter, and epic pack, they are all S plus tier. Just because of the coin bonuses. Super, super valuable. Once you purchase all three, you end up at a 9 times coin multiplier, which is absolutely huge. Like, very, very good. After that, I think that the milestone packs are probably the next best overall. Yeah, I'd say probably those next. So maybe those... the milestone packs can all be like A tier. After that, let's say B tier is going to be like event boosts. Well, no, I think event boosts could honestly be A tier as well. Stone packs are going to be B tier. And I know that that's going to like boggle your guys' minds, but just hear me out. Like $60 for 750 stones, it's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, you get whatever it is, like 400 gems or whatever, but it's like, that's, you know, it's nothing crazy. So the stone packs overall are not the best value per dollar. So like we're going currency versus dollar. Yeah, so like the in-game currency you receive versus the currency you have to spend to get it. Stone packs are probably B tier. Event boosts, definitely A tier. And they've become more important, especially with the introduction of Bot Plus, because all of the Bot Plus stuff also requires medals to upgrade. So event boosts are really good. And I think personally, medals are actually harder to get than stones. Because, yeah, you have tournaments for stones, and, you know, as you progress, you get way more stones than you do when you're earlier into the game. Versus medals, the most you can get is from the event boost. If you unlock that, you basically just double all of your medals. And outside of that, you get the weekly challenge chests. You get, what is it, the last 2 or 3, or the last 4, I think. Like from 20 to 35, you get medals. So overall, I think medals are more scarce than stones. So for that reason, yeah. Stone packs, B tier. Medals, event boosts, A tier. Bottom of A tier, underneath all of the milestone packs. What other stuff can you buy? Yeah, gem packs. Gem packs, definitely bottom of the barrel. Unless you're like a freaking Bitcoin millionaire and you just have like FU money that you don't care. I wouldn't buy gem packs. They're just not very good value. $100 for basically a pity pull. That's the way you can kind of look at it. $100 equals basically a pity pull module. Terrible overall value. And I get it. They're following basically the same pricing that every mobile game basically does. But I think the only way to make this worth it is honestly if you double the value of all of these that you get. So like instead of 3,300, you get 6,600. But even that for $100, it's just, oh man, I don't know. It's not worth it in my opinion. I think maybe if they did like a US dollar to gem ratio, like a 1-to-1 ratio, if I spend $100 and I get 10,000 gems, that's way more worth it. But they're probably never going to do that. I remember I remember when somebody paid $500 in gems for your stream. Yeah, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. But there is one other category of packs that honestly would probably be A tier above stone packs. And that's going to be the kind of seasonal packs that they occasionally come out with. That will be like the summer packs that came out earlier. The packs that have gems, metals, and stones. Those usually are a pretty good value. The Black Friday packs, the winter packs, all of those, they're kind of under the same A tier value. Although I would probably put them above event boosts. No, I would put them below event boosts, yeah. Event boosts are just super good. $15 and you double your medals for the 2-week event. That's a really good value. But yeah, gem packs are absolutely the worst value overall. Anyway, guys, there's the tier list video, I guess. I don't know. Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree? I'm just curious. Let's change up our cards on Spartan Jr. Let's put health in, extra defense, and wave skip. What's the best way to get gems? So you get the ad gem that shows up, I believe, like every, what is it, like 13, 14 minutes on average, something like that. Then you have the Bob gym that shows up every, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's actually a time for the Bob gym, but you know, you'll occasionally see one that shows up on your run. I mean, the best way is honestly, if you want to get really stupid with it, like set like a 15-minute timer just on repeat. It repeats every 15 minutes while you're awake. And like if you're out at work, but your game is playing on your computer, every 15 minutes when that timer goes off, oh gosh, this is going to sound so autistic, but whenever this happens, and I literally did this when I was doing electrical work and I wasn't like working from home. When I was doing electrical work, I literally did this. So you set a repeating 15-minute timer. When that timer goes off, you log into your remote desktop on your phone and you claim your gem, and then you just repeat that process. God, it sounds so autistic. I'm sorry, guys. But hey, it's true, okay? That is the best way to overall do it. The other stuff that kind of goes without saying, like complete your daily missions. You get small amounts of gems from doing all of these. Claim all of your weekly chests. You get stuff from doing all of these. And obviously, like, find a guild that you can... Actually, wait, do you get gems from the guild chests? I don't even know if you do. I might be making that up. Well, crap, I have all of them. Gem stacking helps. I only have to check every hour. Yep. Young Gold. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to remove your message. Well, no, I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to be a jerk, but yeah. We can't be talking about macros or cheats or anything like that. Yeah, like, people do it. People also get banned for doing it. So, like, not good. I disagree. I trained my parrot to press the gem symbol, getting gems all day. That's a new one. I've never heard that. That's really funny. One of the common things I've heard is like people will say like they'll be out at work all day and their wife is staying at the house and they'll tell their wife to go in and claim their gems. I've heard that one a few times. And my wife has done that. Like we would be, you know, like going on a road trip or something and she would have my phone next to her. And whenever a gem would pop up, she was instructed to click the gem and she did it. So W Miss Spartan. But yeah, I've never heard the parrot thing. That's funny. No parrot, but I trained my wife. Yep. Hudson knows what I'm talking about. Dude, I'll tell you all a story about Miss Spartan though. There was one road trip we were going on. So we're out of Arkansas and we went to, oh God, wait, where was it? Where was it? We went to a beach somewhere. I can't remember where it was. Was it Galveston? Texas? I can't remember. We went to some beach. No, it wasn't Galveston because we went over the Mississippi River. Anyway, I think it was called Orange Beach. Anyway, we went to some beach. It was like a 7 or 8 hour road trip. And I told my wife to claim my perks for me. She claimed all my perks. It was awesome. Somebody said that they have their boss and coworkers click the gems. Oh, that's hilarious. I make about 3,600 gems per week from all of the free gem sources in the game. Yeah, another thing that a lot of people don't talk about, and I don't know why, because it can be a really good value, is the, where is it? Right here, the offer wall. You can complete different, basically like challenges or tasks, and you can get gems by doing that. The only thing is, and the reason I don't do this is, number one, I basically have nothing to buy gyms with, but this can be a good tool. The only thing is, whenever you're looking at the various offers, you want to be sure to like look at exactly, specifically, what is required to achieve whatever the gym goal is. Because some of it will be like, you need to download and play this game, you have to unlock this character first, you have to do this and get to this specific level. And then what ends up happening is you're like 2 weeks into playing a bullcrap game that you don't care about, and you don't end up getting the gems, you know? So like, if you do the offer wall stuff, just make sure that you read the fine print for what is actually required, but it can be a really good value. And they occasionally have a 2 times offer wall, which basically means all of the gem rewards are doubled. So when that happens, you can get some pretty good value. There's like surveys you can fill out. There's also charities. Like, you can donate to different charities and get rewarded with gems for donating. So, yeah. I hate offer walls, so many steps that it's annoying. Yeah, that's, I mean, truth be told, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've only done one offer wall thing. Well, I've tried to do like 5 different ones, but only one of them actually worked. So basically, I determined it was not worth my time. Oh, it's 2 times right now? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So if you guys want to try the offer wall stuff, I guess for today and tomorrow, you can try the offer wall stuff. You'll get a 2 times boost, 2 times reward. You can still use gems to speed rush your research, so get the offer wall, Spartan. It just, I don't have time. I don't have time to do it. It's so annoying.
Yes, there were times I took the hits when we could pass.
I did it for 10k and gem rushed the last 2 levels for Shatter Shards. Oh boy. Let's click into it and see. I don't know if this will actually show up on stream or not, but maybe it will. Get 2 times gems more. Okay, earn extra gems. Sounds good to me. So you can filter, hopefully you guys can see this, but oh yeah, you should be able to. But you can filter by highest paying overall. Usually the most popular will generally be the easiest ones to do. Like, look, you can get 1 gem for watching a 30-second video. Let's just do that and see if it works. Click before to start, watch a video, reach the article page, and reward granted after completing these steps. Okay. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, read the fine print. There's eligibility rules. These rules are actually more important than just what to do, because oftentimes it'll be like very specific, and you know, you'll do one thing slightly off of these eligibility rules and it will basically keep you from getting the rewards. So a little bit annoying, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these you just get like a free trial, and then you can cancel it when you're done. Like 45 gems for a free trial that you can just cancel. Let's see. Register a free SoFi account. 145 gems. Let's see this one. There's probably like a minimum something that you have to do. So what to do? Complete the account sign-up process by filling in all of the required information. Get your reward. Oh, what the heck? Eligibility rules. New customers only. So that's a big one. Complete this offer on the same device. Do not connect VPN, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Here's a big one. Transform lives today. Donate and bring smiles. I love smiling, so let's see. What is this? What to do? Click the button below and change lives by making your monthly gift to Spiral Train. So here's how these things work. You start with basically a quote-unquote like subscription, effectively, which obviously you can cancel if you want to, or if you support the cause, you can continue to donate and write that off on your taxes if you want to. That's totally within reason as well. But yeah, click the button below, change lives by making your monthly gift to Smile Train. Select your monthly gift amount of $20 or more, less than 67 cents per day to make lasting impact. So to compare this, so this reward would get 1,600 gems. And if we compare that to buying 1,600 gems, you're basically saving $30, right? So like that's a way you can kind of look at it. I don't know. But yeah. So the donations, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, like I said, I don't usually do these, but I'm pretty sure that the donation ones are generally the highest overall paid in terms of like gems. But you do have to actually spend money to do them. The ones I wouldn't really recommend are any of the game-oriented ones. Like, there's one for Raid Shadow Legends. You play Raid Shadow Legends, you get 1,000 gems. But if you read the fine print, you have to unlock this specific character. You have to get this character up to level friggin' whatever. I don't know. It's just, there's so much, like, red tape, But yeah. Shut up. No 6 or 7 in the chat. Oh, man. Dude, my generation is cooked, as the kids say. But yeah. If you do play one of the games, just be sure, just don't play Raid Shadow Legends, bro. Just trust me, it sucks. It's not a good game. It's terrible. It's a bottomless pit of gambling and preying on your gambling addictions. So it's one of those games, like, imagine if there was an entire game that revolved around module pulling. That's basically the equivalent of like Raid Shadow Legends, because you get the characters by pulling them in like those little packs or whatever that you get. So yeah, imagine if like instead of the tower, we have like one module, and there's like 150 different modules you can get. Some are very obviously much better than others, and you have to gamble, like literally gamble, by pulling modules in order to beat the game. Like, imagine if gambling with modules was what allowed you to like get to Legends League. That's basically the equivalent of like Raid Shadow Legends. At least with the tower, there are free-to-play people that are still to this day remaining competitive with like the big dogs up here. So like, it is possible. That is not the case with other games. Also, for the donation ones, remember the next day or two to call and cancel it. Yeah, because most of them, I don't think any of them, at least in the offer wall, are like a one-time donation. I'm pretty sure it's basically like trying to lock you into a subscription. And also, like, this goes without saying, read the fine print with the agreement that you sign with your donation, because, maybe there's something in there that says like you have to contribute 2 months worth to claim your reward, right? So just be sure to do your due diligence, and obviously, like, if you care, like, make sure that the cause is something that you actually care about, because it is a cool thing that you can do, right? Like that smiling one that we looked at. I love to smile, so if I can help a kid smile, that's a good cause. But maybe there's a donation that's for something that you don't agree with or don't care for, It's like, just be careful. Don't forget that you need to pay for stamina too in Raid. Imagine if starting a new run cost... Yes, Rubber. Yeah, they have like the... it's a currency that happens over the course of time, right? It's like, I think it's literally called energy. Like you get energy so much every like day or whatever that you can spend. And that would be literally like, I start a farming run that costs 20 energy. Let's say that I get like 60 energy per day. So I can do 3 farming runs a day, or I can do like 1 tournament a day. Let's say that the tournament costs 60, so it would completely liquidate all of my energy for that day. But fear not, because for the low cost of like $5, I could buy more energy. So I could do my tournament and farm in the same day. What a good value. Oh my God, that is so stupid. Are you streaming on another platform as well? I don't stream the tower on other platforms. I have been streaming on Twitch recently, which I'm going to be going live on Twitch after this is completed. So basically, once this run on Big Spartan's over, I'm gonna cut the stream. We'll try to send you guys that want to watch more tower people over to somebody else, probably Tags, because I'm sure he's still live. But yeah, we'll do that. And then anybody that wants to, I'll take like a 20-minute intermission to go make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But after that, I'll go live over on Twitch, so you guys can watch me suck at Apex Legends if you want to. But yeah, the market for tower content on Twitch is basically non-existent currently. Maybe it'll happen eventually in the future, but I'm sticking to YouTube. Like, YouTube is my bread and butter. I understand YouTube. I know how it works. I know the game, right? So, let's see. But yeah. Why did I see a message pop up twice? Huh. Why did I see a message for me on the live chat box, but it didn't show up in the actual YouTube chat? Interesting. I don't know. Nope, just go play Warframe. Oh my gosh, Jammin', I've wanted to try that game, dude. I don't know. I keep forgetting to like download it and try it out. But apparently it's like an actual free-to-play friendly game, which is rare in today's world. I remember a time where like microtransactions were not even a thing, You could download a game for your phone and just play the game. And like developers would have either like a donation page or, the App Store, you would pay like $2 to basically buy the game, and you would have full access to the game. There used to be a time where that was the case, but unfortunately, all of these companies, they realized reoccurring purchases, microtransactions, shoving your face with a bunch of stuff that you can buy with real money. They found out that that is obviously much more profitable. And because enough people buy into it and, well, quite literally buy it, they're able to do it. Despite probably most of the player bases for all of these games not being able to do that, which creates frustration within the communities of all of these games. And they're like, what the heck? What happened to like games actually being able to be played free? By the way, this is coming from somebody who has spent literally thousands of dollars into the tower. The only reason I'm able to justify it to my wife is I say that it's a tax write-off and it's a business expense. Oh my God. Anyway. Warframe is really good. I got about 1,000 hours plus on it. Okay, you guys talked me into it. I'm gonna try to get this game. The worst company for that is EA. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But all of the big box companies, for lack of better words, they're all doing versions of it. because it's just profitable. It's the same reason, like, those of you that are familiar or use like Microsoft Office, different like Microsoft Office products, there was a time where you could just buy the product one time for like 50, 60 bucks, and you just own the product. And you can update it every year whenever they come out with a new version or whatever, but you already bought the license to that product. But they changed it, and they realized, why would we let people buy something one time when we can just charge them for the rest of their time using it every single month? You know, it's way more profitable for the company, but you know, it's the same thing as the microtransactions. Enough people do it to where they're never going to revert back to more affordable, you know, ways. True, EA could be in charge of the tower instead of Tech Tree Games. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like corporate greed, it's definitely a thing. It affects all of us. Even the people that don't engage in it, because they're not able to engage into it, you know? Maybe they literally don't have the money to buy the subscription for Microsoft Office or whatever. I don't know. But it's like these corporate companies, they don't freaking care. They could care less. They care about number go up. Number on chart go up. We have to meet our quarterly projections at the expense of our customer base. But it's okay. As long as the stockholders are happy, we're happy. It's corporate greed, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I have my opinions on that, but I don't like to get political, so I'll keep it to myself. Anyway, let's see. We need to go back in time when the first microtransaction went live and burned the game into the ground. I mean, in hindsight, like hindsight's 2020, right? But I feel like if people knew the future, if they knew what the world would turn into in terms of like all of these companies, if they knew, I feel like they would have been received a lot differently. They would have been completely boycotted into the ground. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. And now we live in the world. We live in the world that we created. Sit on that for a second. Mic drop. Anyway. This is why I enjoy indie games. Somewhat cheap games that end up being masterpieces. Yeah, that's the other thing, dude. Like, a lot of these companies, they don't even put effort and energy into their games anymore. It's just like, let's create some freaking slop that people are going to spend thousands of dollars on. I don't think the tower falls into that, because Tech Tree Games it's a really small company in the grand scheme of things, you know. It's not an EA, it's not a BattleNet or, you know, any of these like big companies, right? It's a pretty small company. But even the smaller companies, they're following a lot of these same kind of monetization practices that the major companies are doing. To be fair, we can still do that now, not worrying about the future, but worrying about the present. Correct. Yeah, that's why, like, I've said multiple times, like, you know, I'll plug Creator Code 300, and obviously it goes without saying, I'm super grateful for everybody that uses my code, but I have had people tell me that they just bought something to support me, which I appreciate, obviously, but like, at the same time, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You got to put your own mask on before you put Spartan's mask on, I guess. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, take care of yourself, take care of your own life, take care of your own finances. Like, personal finance is a huge thing. It sucks because, you know, we shouldn't have to just be fearful about every dollar coming in, every dollar going out, but like, that's the world that we live in, you know? So take care of yourself first, and then take care of the people around you. You have to do that, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting burnt out. You're going to be stressed out all the time and actually end up creating more damage than you're going to end up falling into the issue that you were trying to prevent by taking care of everybody else first. So you have to take care of yourself. Once you do that, then you can extend that to everybody around you. Fun fact, the first digital loot box was on Magic the Gathering Online. Interesting. Yeah, I recently, so Rubber, I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends, and every single game, it kind of just hit me. I was like, every single one of these type of games, they all have like a battle pass. You know, a battle pass that you buy every single month, reoccurring subscriptions. Again, this is what we're talking about. Reoccurring purchases, it ends up being a reoccurring subscription. Like the tower, I basically have a reoccurring subscription for $300 a month for my 5 stone packs when the web store resets. But it's disguised as just being reoccurring purchases. It's all like psychology. Like these organizations, these companies, they're all really brilliant at playing into our psychology. But I looked up a while ago the first game that introduced a battle pass, and it was actually, I thought it was Fortnite, but it was actually it was Dota 2. Dota 2, which if you guys are not familiar with Dota, it's a MOBA. But it was the first game, I believe, ever to introduce a battle pass. And obviously they saw a lot of success with it. Other games started doing it to the point where now, you know, like Call of Duty's doing it. It's like, what the hell are you going to get with a Call of Duty battle pass? You know, it's like, it's just crazy. I don't know. I read off my donations to you as sponsoring. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, take advantage where you can, you know. If you can write off a super chat, do it. But yeah, it did surprise me. I thought Fortnite was the first like big game to introduce it. It was actually Dota. All right, how soon until we get second wind back? 129 waves. Okay. Anyway, I think this run is going better than previous runs. I think. Oh crap, I'm all out of liquids. I have no more liquids. This is not good. I won't be able to stream super long on Twitch. I'll probably do a couple of hours. I do have a dinner to attend later on this evening. I was unaware of the time. I guess I'm streaming a little bit later than I ordinarily would. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's Father's Day. Almost Father's Day. But tonight we are celebrating Father's Day with my father. How do you beat Thorns resistance? Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I mean, Sharp Fortitude, the module would probably help a little bit. Just beefing up your Thorns, basically giving your Thorns a heat mechanic, which is good. How long after starting playing did you start running Glass Cannon? Oh boy. I can tell you if I look up my Tore My Tower episodes. I'm pretty sure I literally titled one of them, like, basically, we're Glass Cannon now. So let me double check. So if I go to my Tore My Tower playlist, oh my god, my Tore My Tower playlist, just the playlist has 10,000 views. Thank you guys. So my first Tour My Tower episode was posted December 30th of 2024. Keep in mind, I started playing the tower in July of 2024. So let me just scroll up. I maxed lab speed out on September 21st, 2025. Were we glass cannon there? I don't think we were. I don't know. Probably about a year, if I had to guess. Oh, no. I found the episode. So September 9th, episode 25 of Tour My Tower. That is when I was fully converted to glass cannon. Yeah, the episode title is 2 words, ... Glass cannon. Let's go. Yo, Shadow. Shadow and their viewers just joined. Yo, what's up? Thank you, dude, for the raid. I appreciate it. I guess what goes around comes around. Because you guys know Shadow. I've sent you guys over to Shadow a few times, I think. But yeah, like I said, we're a little bit late streaming today. So, nice. How did your stream go? Things go good? Did tournaments go good? Yeah, so Shadow, I'm pretty sure he's doing a tower basically completely not ran with AI, but like upgraded with AI, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shadow. I don't know the exact ins and outs of it, but you're having like ChatGPT basically choose your upgrades, choose what you're doing, right? Again, I could be totally wrong on that, but yeah, it's a really, really cool idea. If I was smarter with AI, I would probably do something similar, to be honest, but it's a really interesting idea. But yeah, shout out to Shadow Saber. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Just a small raid, haha. Hey, you know, it's better than nothing. We went from, I think we were right around 50 viewers, and now we've got like 10 more. So that's not small, dude. That's huge. Thank you very much. If you're just joining, welcome in. We are doing our tournament runs. Big Spartan and Baby Spartan. We're doing pretty good. Got 10th place on main, and Gemini chooses everything for the AI tower. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Really, really cool idea. Like, very unique. Nobody that I'm aware of has really done that so far. I've thought about it, to be honest, but I was like, I already have Spartan Jr. I have my main tower. It's already hard enough playing both of those. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, really, really cool idea. Guys, if you haven't seen Shadow, like, go check him out. Maybe go give him a little subscribe, you know? And if you're coming over here from Shadow's channel and you're not subscribed to me, do me a favor, boys. We are so close to 11,000 subscribers. It's a personal goal of mine. So we are slowly working our way there. So what I was asking with that is it takes a long time to run glass cannon when you just started playing. I just started 1.5 months ago, and I'm still using basic Blender. Yeah. So one pretty crucial thing to note. EHP, glass cannon, hybrid. Those are not necessarily builds. They are classifications of builds. Or categories, I should say. So, an example of actual builds would be things like Blender, Orb Devo, Reverse Orb Devo, my Devoed Blender build that I made. Those are examples of actual builds with concrete structure. Hey, you have a Father's Day dinner too. Nice.
Vampire joined the 300 at Killer Vampire celebrates 6 months of membership. See you leaving for Day dinner. Happy day to you too.
Hey, from one father to another. Happy early Father's Day. And yeah, enjoy your Father's Day dinner. I'm about to go have dinner with my dad pretty soon. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me, Vampire. And we'll catch you later, dude. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, EHP, glass cannon, hybrid, those are categories of builds. So there can be an EHP blender, there can be a glass cannon blender, there can be a hybrid blender, versus glass cannon being like an actual build that you run, right? Because at the end of the day, the only stuff that I guess you could say is concrete is like module selection and cards, right? Like that's mostly it in terms of like what separates. But in terms of your workshop, it's all basically going to be Blender, right? You're maxing everything out. The only thing that really separates it is your enhancement coin allocation, focusing more into damage versus EHP. So that's a very big distinction that a lot of players get kind of mixed up. But yeah, in terms of timing, you can technically start a brand new tower and go glass cannon from the start. Is that optimal? Is that preferred? Probably not. Doing glass cannon from day one would probably be looked at the same way as trying to get top 500 global as pure EHP. Is it possible? Maybe. Is it probable? Not really. So that's another clear distinction. You can technically start glass cannon day one. Is it optimal? Probably not. Thanks for the answer. I obviously don't know the 3/4 about the game. Haha. Yeah, no worries. I'd say labs is another one choice-wise due to time investment. Yeah, absolutely. That's why, generally speaking, like the masses that play the tower, they will tend to follow the more kind of quote-unquote conventional route of, you know, the early game being like the EHP phase of the game. Once you start getting into like champions and the higher stages of platinum, maybe you start implementing some damage into your build. Maybe you start implementing some damage labs, stuff like that. Swapping your modules around, experimenting, moving into the more hybrid kind of phase. And then once you get to the higher tiers, like, you know, tier 15, 16, 17, etc., you start transitioning into shorter runs, which are generally better when you are going to run glass cannon. So basically, game only has a few cookie cutter builds to max. Yeah, I think that's an appropriate way to kind of put it. Like, a lot of people get really creative with their builds, but the thing is, we could all in here, all 49 of us, we could all be running the blender build, right? Not a single one of our towers will look identical. Not a single one. Even if, let's say that we're all running standard Orb Devo. Same thing. Every one of our towers are going to be a little bit different. The framework is there in terms of how the build is structured, right? Orb Devo, you're devoing your free upgrades, you're devoing your shockwave size, your thorns, all of that. So from that perspective, sure. Cookie cutter. But in terms of upgrades, the stuff that you've prioritized, module levels, module availability, right? Because we all have different RNG, card levels, all of these different metrics. That's where the kind of nuance starts to shape. Be careful, Spartan, and everyone. New patch causing cloud save bugs again. Oh no. Is the new patch available? Yeah, I still play EHP and farm tier 16 and am still gonna push EHP, but if I had already went hybrid, I would have progressed faster. Yeah. But that's the really cool thing about this game. If you want to follow the conventional path, sure, you can absolutely do so. There are plenty of channels that are, you know, there's me, there's Tags, there's Bonzo, we're all kind of in the category of like quote unquote meta, right? Like sort of sticking within the, I hate that word, but for a lack of better words, the meta, right? Damage builds. I'm on 28.2.2. Ah, crap. Okay, that's the version I'm on too, so we'll have to look out for that. But there's also plenty of guys that are doing unconventional builds. They're trying to push EHP into Legends, like Zephyr, Tequila Man, Shadow. There's guys like that, right? There's plenty of different ways to play this game, and I think ultimately, figure out the playstyle that appeals most to you, and enjoy it. Play the game the way that you want to play it. That's one big point of contention that I have within the Tower community is although it is widely one of the most positive communities I've been a part of, in terms of gaming especially, at the same time, there's a lot of frustration, which I do not understand. There's a lot of controversy and frustration in terms of like, oh, you're not running glass cannon? Well, what are you even doing? And then you have the opposite of that. It's like the EHP guys that are like, oh, I'm doing EHP because I want to be different. You know, it's like, it's just stupid. It's like, why are we all arguing and fighting over something so ridiculous as how we're playing this single player, well, mostly single player game, right? So play the game the way that you want to play it. That's like one of the best things of advice I can say. Like, you can take advice and listen to people's opinions and then factor that into your own tower. Maybe you hear something that I say that's really good and you like it, and you can implement that. Maybe you hear something from Zephyr or Tequila or, you know, any of these other dudes that are running totally different builds, and you can take that and also implement it into your build. This is not a cookie cutter game where everything, you know, the optimal path is this. You can take this game, and if you structure it in such a way that, you know, you can find success with. And that's part of the fun of this game. That's why I like this game, is how complicated it actually is. There are so many different things you can do. Look at all of these freaking labs. Like, look at all of it. Look at all of the workshop stats. There's so much stuff you can do here. Look at the ultimate weapons and the ultimate weapon plus. There's like so much you can do. So there is no such thing as cookie cutter. It's just, it's dumb. It's stupid. We need to nip that in the bud. Ugh. That's my opinion. I mean, if people are different than you, who cares? Like, that's real life. People are different than us. People think different things than us. People believe different things than us, and that's okay. There's way too much controversy for absolutely no reason. Anyway. What actually sponsored streamer get from if I put your code in the game? Yeah, if you're talking about creator codes, so if you use creator code 300 in the in-game app, I get 3% of the money spent. So if you spend $100 for a gem pack for simple math, using code 300, I would get basically $3. So that's the way that it works in the in-game app. The web store, I get 5%. So if you buy the same $100 gem pack, first of all, you get more gems, so that's already a better value. But instead of $3, I would get $5. That's how the creator codes work. But yeah, if you guys do want to support me, one of the best ways that you can do so is if you are going to already purchase some of this stuff anyway, and you're not supporting another creator, like, type in my code. In the in-game app, you have to go to the settings and go to the creator code section right here. Just type in my code, code 300. There it is. You are now supporting Spartan. And in the in-game app, you basically scroll all the way down to the bottom where you have the free gift from the web store gems, the 25 gems that you get once a week. Yeah, right underneath that section, that's where you enter the creator code in the web store. Did you try Idle Brick Breaker? Yeah, I still have it installed on my phone. I've played a few of the other Tech Tree games. I've played Idle Brick Breaker. I've also played Idle Planet Miner. Both of those games are pretty fun, although from what I've seen so far, none of the other Tech Tree games have the level of depth that the tower has. That's what I personally noticed. I get my code in July or August. Heading off now. Speak to you next time. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, you definitely deserve it. There's a lot of guys that are soon going to be getting creator codes, and it's really, really exciting. The direction that the game's going in, they're really trying to prioritize content creators, which I think is awesome. Because we're basically advertising for them, you know? So the fact that they're willing to reward us for that, I think is very telling of their intentions. They want this game to be around, right? They want us to play, they want us to be happy while we're playing. So, although there has been some frustration with Tech Tree, I totally get it. They do want us to continue playing. So like their goal is not to frustrate us, right? They want us to continue to play. They want us to enjoy playing. So trust the process and keep upgrading your tower, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking at this point. Anyway, I played Planet Miner, but was meh. Wanting to get Idle Brick Breaker soon. Yeah, I think out of those two, Idle Planet Miner and Brick Breaker, I think Brick Breaker is a little bit more fun. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah. Speaking of controversy, I really hope I see a premium 1% defense in the Rotation Relics shop soon. I'm pretty sure I would need it to get to 98% in tournaments. I'm at 83 now. Nice. Really nice. Can you support yourself from your account? Yes.
At TKP 570 super chatted $5. Here for a quick lunch break. Just checking to make sure it's not bugged. Plus BB.
Awesome. Yeah, the super chat button is not bugged. At least for you. It could be bugged for somebody else. So if somebody else wants to, test it out too and just double, triple check, that's always an option. But, yeah, appreciate the contribution to the BB Gun Fund, TKP. Funny enough, I saw literally last night, I was going to bed at like midnight or whatever, and I looked out the window and there was a raccoon eating my cat's food. We have on our property, we have some outdoor cats that, they're just barn cats, right? They run around, they kill mice, they kill snakes, they kill a bunch of stuff. They're honestly pretty cool. But yeah, occasionally, I'll go out there, I'll try to like smack the raccoon with a shovel and just get it to leave. But, if I had a BB gun, I could just shoot it in the butt and probably it wouldn't come back again. I don't know. So yeah, the BB Gun Fund, definitely it is necessary. So thank you, TKP. I really appreciate it, dude. The consistent patronage. Thank you very much, dude. But with that, it looks like we unfortunately are not going to be getting rank 4. It is okay. We'll still be doing pretty good. So I'm happy with this. Just shy almost of 2,200 waves. It's a grind. And I'm probably not upgrading stuff that some of these other guys are doing, but it's okay. We keep pushing forward. We keep trying to improve every single day and every single week. Anyway, guys, with that, that's basically going to conclude the content of today's stream. I want to try to stream on Twitch for a couple hours at least, and then I do have a dinner to attend later on this evening. Let me double check and see if there's anybody live for the tower. So Tags is live. Let me see really quickly if anybody else is live. Nobody else appears to be live. So I'm going to send you guys over to Tags. If you want to go check out Tags, just hang out here. It should reroute you over there. And likewise, if you want to tune into the Twitch, I will quickly leave the Twitch link in the chat. Give me like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to go and eat a sandwich or something. Oh, Cold sent glass, or, oh, sorry, GG for $1. Jules? Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you guys want to tune into the Twitch, I'll be over there playing some Apex Legends in probably 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to go pee, fill up my drink, and quickly scarf down a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But anyway, with that, that's going to basically wrap up the content of today's stream. You can hang out for the shameless plug song if you'd like. Otherwise, it's going to route you guys over to tags shortly after the song is completed. Anyway, subscribe if you're new. Leave a like on your way out. Really do appreciate it. And use creator code 300 in the web store or in-game app. And with that, that is going to conclude the content of today's stream. But thank you guys so much for watching. And like always, I will see you guys later.
One more guide, one more stream, one more tournament run. Stayed up way too late again, just trying to have some fun. Back then I would've left if you told me this would work. Now every time I hit go live, you're already there first. Shameless plugs, shameless plugs, here we go again. Shameless plugs, shameless plugs. Tell a friend, call 300 one more time. Yeah, I know every time. Shameless plugs, here we go again. Same name showing up in chat, same jokes getting recycled. Somebody typing code 300 before I've even said the title. Yeah, death waves S tier, everybody knows. And somehow shameless plugs became part of the show. Memberships, super chat, sponsors every now and then. Funny how the running joke never really had an end. Shameless plugs, here we go again. Shameless plugs, tell a friend, code 300 one more time. Yeah, I know every time. Shameless plugs, here we go again. Here we go again. This wasn't really the plan. Honestly, I just like making videos. Then one day, it became my job. And somehow, you're the reason why. Shameless plugs, here we go again. Shameless plugs, tell a friend, code 300 one more time. Yeah, I know every time. Shameless plugs, here we go again. Thank you for the love and support.